A serious question. Why are you undoing here and Megan Fox and Legal Vices and Legally Live and MG Law all doing the exact same thing? And none of you have even one person on your webcast to offer a different perspective, such as a lawyer who can actual legal analysis. It's all the same. Watching the videos of hearings, making silly jokes to pander to all the Hale's fans. Not ever acknowledging anything negative with respect to Hale's Megan Fox's original PJ Media article is so inaccurate about the legal issues. And amazingly, even lawyers like Larry Foreman say the same nonsense, i.e. that the Sixth Amendment or Fourth Amendment apply to the case before Judge Dutton says. All of the whitey coverage started from that. Oh, and why did Megan decide to write that piece? How much of this is orchestrated by Hales for content? In my opinion, all it will take to completely turn the tables is a competent lawyer willing to represent Preston in federal court, where she can bring counterclaims that would be much stronger than the claims Hales brought. Let me know if you want to set your coverage apart by having a serious lawyer discuss the many issues not being discussed. All of the whitey coverage started from that. Oh, and why did Megan decide to write that piece? How much of this is orchestrated by Hales for content? Only Foreman say the same nonsense. Only Foreman say the same nonsense. Only Foreman say the same nonsense.
And just because I watch a video or parts of a video doesn't mean I'm a stalker.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday evening. Great start to your week. And I wanted that song tonight because it's the end of summer. And I really feel like that's my best summer vibe of this case. I can't believe we're in the last week of summer, but here it is. My kids go back to school next week. And I managed to get one more day in at the water park, even though it was a little chilly. The sun came out later. We got through it. But my hair is on fire. Why is my hair on fire, Tug? You probably know.
You went to the water park and your hair's on fire?
You weren't paying any attention to what I was just saying, were you, at all? You just weren't. You were like playing a game. Shit, she said my name. Damn it. No, but my hair is on fire. My hair is on fire because apparently we're not allowed to set certain things on fire anymore without getting arrested or charged or something from the DOJ. Did everybody hear about this? So the president, in his infinite wisdom, has decided to write an executive order criminalizing burning an American flag. What the hell, man?
Yes.
What's going on?
It's decided case law, man. I tell you, like we've done this dance before.
I know.
Again, that doesn't mean you have to like it either. There are a lot of people that are saying, "I don't like that act." Well, you don't have to. You don't have to like it at all. It's free speech, man. It's decided.
It's not going to hold up in any court. Like, this is the thing that bothers me about it, is that even if you don't like it, whatever, it's already decided. And this is just going to waste more of our money, because what's going to happen is somebody's going to get arrested for this. They're going to try and prosecute somebody for this. And the government's going to have to spend a bunch of money facing a lawsuit about it. And then they're going to lose a bunch of money because they're going to lose.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, this was decided a long time ago. And again, people are pushing the language of it says that you can't do it in order to incite people. All right. Well, again, remember, a lot of the foundational law for that was decided during the Vietnam War. So you want to talk about inciting people to do things? I mean, if we were going to use that language, that's already been decided, like I say. And you never give away, ever, any free speech fundamental laws, because if you give them away, no one will ever give them back to you. That's one of the problems.
Yeah, and I used to be one of these people who was like, no, you should never burn an American flag. That's terrible. And yes, it should be outlawed. But the older I get and the more I live and the more I see exactly what you're saying, which is every freedom you give up, you never get back. It is an ever marching thing that takes your freedoms away one by one, and you never get them back. And it doesn't, it's not something you have to love and want to do. You have to put up with it, because that's what freedom is. And also, let me just say, I can think of many legitimate reasons to burn an American flag in protest. For instance, I had a cousin who was killed in action in Afghanistan. And the details of how that happened and why made me want to burn a flag, because they put him in an MRAP that they knew was old and unsafe. And he would have lived, because if he had been in a real one, a new one that was safe, because when his MRAP got hit by an IED, which they're built to withstand, like that's what they do. They're built to withstand an IED. His got hit, and the panel in front of him came loose because it was a piece of shit and hit him in the chest. So because our military was too cheap to keep our soldiers safe in the vehicles that we put them in, that we spent all this money on, he was killed. He could have been safe. The MRAP in front of him that was hit wasn't a piece of shit, and they were just fine. So, in that particular instance, after that happened and I found out why it happened, I put my flag away for several years. I couldn't even look at it. And I can understand that there are things this country has done to people, to its own citizens, that might make you want to go burn a flag.
Well, it's not even. It's a free speech fundamental law. It falls under the same type of laws. See, it's the things that offend you are the things that we have to protect. Much like the police want to ban flipping off a police officer. That's free speech. Warning somebody that there's a speed trap ahead by blinking your lights. That's free speech. You keep getting in and you look at what is qualified as free speech. You never let government institutions chip away at that, because they're like little Pac-Men. They got to take more and more. And suddenly you'll find yourself without something that you value in some way, shape, or form. And when they do, you got to remember you gave away something because you didn't like that. And you just got to fight for it all. It's an all or nothing game, and I mean, out there, I see things online that I'm like, holy God, that does not need to be around. But people have the right to say it. Unfortunately, there are, as long as they are not breaking specific law by going out and actually threatening or trying to do harm to somebody, then they have the right to do it.
And I understand some of you in the chat who feel like it's wrong. PSU Girl says it's wrong. It should be a crime. It's disrespectful to all who have fought and died for our freedoms. See, I disagree with you here, because I've lost someone who fought and died for our freedom.
My grandfather used to.
I just think that they fought for the right for us to be able to express our frustrations with this government. It's not about disrespecting them, because those people fought for our freedom, and it's disrespectful to them to take our freedoms away, even if it's a freedom that you hate, even if it's a freedom like pornography, for instance, that I absolutely can't stand. And there's a whole other argument to be made there as well. But also there are things like in Flint versus the US v. Flint, we have to put up with that we don't like. Speech we don't like. Lots of things we don't like, because we have freedom in this country unlike any place else.
I mean, again, the same arguments for military is, it's made for police and everything else. You have the right to redress your government. You are allowed to disagree with them. That is a fundamental that we celebrate every year. We shoot off fireworks and everything else. We are allowed to hate our government. And you may think that it's offensive, Again, offensive speech, the things especially that offend you, the things that you revile and you hate, those are the things that are hardest to defend. And those are
Yeah.
the things that you should defend. It's easy to go out and say, hey, I think this should be protected. I think that should be protected. But unfortunately, like I said, once they gobble up all the things that you think are offensive, they'll gobble up everything else too. So
Absolutely. And it's a constant inch by inch thing. It's an inch by inch thing. Ray Londinger says, I'm a disabled veteran and I don't like the flag burning, but it's your right if you choose to burn it. I agree. I don't like it either. It's not something that makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside,
no,
and if you take away the right to burn the American flag, can I burn other flags? What if I want to protest? Let's say there's an anti-Palestine rally and someone wants to burn the Palestinian flag. Are they allowed to do that? What about the LGBT flag? What about, do those things become criminalized? Where are the sacred? What is sacred in this country that we're not allowed to touch? And what are we allowed to touch? Like, I don't like this. It may be disgusting, Kenneth, for sure. Like, I get what you're saying. There's a lot of things, though, that are disgusting that we have to put up with because we don't want to give up our freedoms to the things that are not disgusting. And yeah, I had this one. Sorry, I wanted to address this one thing. Judy says the flag to me represents the people, not the government. Judy, that is absolutely 100% your right to believe that. Sometimes to me, though, the flag represents the government. And it could, to other people, it can represent the government as well. Everything to everybody, it means something different. And to me, when you tell me not to do it, oof, now I kind of wanna.
My grandfather was very conservative. He was very religious, and something like that action would have really, really made him mad. But I remember him being a kid and him talking about that subject. And it shocked me because when he talked about going to war and fighting, he said, we fought for everything. We fought for all the people to be able to do these things. And even people he didn't like, he made that very clear. And I remember him talking about that as a kid. I also, again, I come from Appalachia. We are I feel like bred from birth, being told to distrust our government, and most people feel that way. Most people do not feel that our government, it represents them. If you look at satisfaction surveys, you're talking around 9% these days. When you look at Senate, when you look at House or whatever. And again, people are allowed to address that. They're allowed to address it in many ways people find offensive. Profanity on signs. There are people that want to ban that. I was watching a video the other day where people were talking about banning that. But unfortunately, that is free speech, Again, you can hate it. You just never give it away. Ever. Because they will take something from, and they've tried. All of these rules that have they've been decided here. You go and you look at the case law behind them, and you look at the arguments that are made for that, and those arguments, they're powerful ones.
John here says, if you deface an LGBT road painting, you're charged. Yeah, you're right. That shouldn't be either. That should not be how it is either. And I would fight against that.
You know why that happened, though? You know why that happened? Because hate laws were snuck in, and people applauded that garbage. They applauded it because, again, hate laws, they're supposed to be about human on human contact. That's where it comes in. But then suddenly it became about
protected
doing
classes.
Yeah, protecting paint on the road. And
stupid.
And people weren't being charged with defacing paint. I mean, if we were talking about, again, defacing something that isn't yours, all of that stuff. I've watched the arguments today. They were like, well, we do need to protect, like, if it's other people's property. Well, there are already laws against that. We're not talking about
vandalism. Right. Well, yeah, Chance brought that up. it is vandalism, and that's what the charge should have been. It shouldn't have been hate crime. I think the guy was charged with a hate crime. It should have just been vandalism. Right?
Yeah.
And again, like a burning of a flag, let's say you do it in an area and it causes damage or something, then yeah, you could charge that person with vandalism or maybe public littering. I don't know, but like criminalizing the act of burning just the American flag in America, I don't like it. I don't like burning flags. I've never done it. I probably wouldn't, although if they keep this shit up, I don't know. Somebody's got to test it.
I've never engaged in that. You know,
Me either.
Like, there are many people out there that have had family give their lives for for the freedoms that we enjoy, and I've been there, been there with family. I've had to bury family too, and you know, it's something that it makes all those freedoms a powerful thing when you think about that. When you actually think about lives lost going back in order to keep that stuff, and you know, again, it won't stand. It won't. This will get shot down.
Rogue made a good point. She goes, "Do you know how many flags are going to be burned in Portland tonight?" This is another thing that really I sometimes wonder. I'm like, well, maybe he did it to bait these losers into burning a bunch of flags, and it's really bad optics when people do that. You know, it doesn't. It's pretty bad. It doesn't. Normal Americans look at people burning American flags and they think, what the hell is your problem? You know? And yeah, you're right. Portland's going to be on fire tonight. And what's the point of this? You know, we didn't need to pick this fight. This is one of these fights that just doesn't need to be picked right now.
We had so many problems these days.
Yes, there's so many problems. This is not one of them. When was the last time you've ever seen anybody other than on television? But in your normal life, do you walk around and people are burning flags where you live? Because I've never, ever seen it. And I've lived in Chicago. I've lived in New York. I live in places where you would think these things are it's not happening.
People are having trouble affording food and they are wondering about things like insurance, all of these other horrible things where we've seen hyperinflation on them. And, you know, nothing's slowing down. And instead,
people can't afford to bury their loved ones. And what are we doing in Washington? This is dumb. This is just dumb. And it needs to stop. Get back to the real work at hand. I don't like to talk about what's going on in Washington anymore. This one really got to me today. I just think
there was that, and there was the argument again. They keep talking about they want to push an order for strengthening qualified immunity for police officers. I also do not like that idea because it's already if you go and you want to see how bad things can be, just do a little tour of YouTube and look at how many channels put up how many violations. I mean, just stuff you
well, did anybody see, speaking of bad cops, did anybody see my new video today? Because my new video busts those bad cops in Sumter County who covered up for Robbie Kesey on his request for no damn good reason. And I have proof that the process server did not run a stop sign. He was stopped at the stop sign, and then they lied to him and said that they pulled him over because he ran a stop sign. Should those guys get qualified immunity for their lies?
No,
they should be held accountable. Held absolutely accountable. I'm so tired. And by the way, a bunch of people were commenting on the video that I made today that, cops are allowed to lie. But that's only in specific circumstances. You're talking about during interrogations. They are not allowed to lie about why they pulled you over.
No, they have
to have probable cause.
Reasonable, articulable suspicion. RAS, it has to, of a crime. You being suspicious, you chasing down some piece of shit that's related to someone that works at the police station. That is the epitome of a crime. They are not investigating a crime. They are furthering one.
Mm-hmm. And I think some of you in the chat are a little confused about what the police report actually said, let me pull it up real quick. This is the log, like the dispatch log, right? This is as it's happening. As it's happening. It's important that you catch this because it's a little bit tough with these abbreviations. But when they say vehicle, they're talking about the process server. And when they say complainant, they're talking about Robbie. Passing pawn store now, vehicle still following. So process server still following. Complainant is in silver F250. Fishing game logos on complainant's truck, still eastbound through red light. That's Robbie. That is not, this is still complainant. Complainant's truck still eastbound through red light. He went through a red light and they saw him. Robbie did. And they didn't stop him. Now, that is what I've run this through also through AI. AI read it that way too. AI says it thinks that they said this guy ran a red light. Deputy just passed complainant and they witnessed him go through a red light, apparently. Complainant is going to go to the sheriff's office. And did he? No, he didn't. I don't know why they said this. He's going to go to the sheriff's office.
Because they're gonna allow him to stack up where where the process server, apparently he's going to get to hide from the process server there. I mean, that's the whole thing. He's not going to go home. He's going to go hide out.
Mm-hmm. That direction vehicle, or he's going in the direction of the sheriff's office. Vehicle is stopped at stop sign. This is before they apprehended him. Before they stopped him. Vehicle is stopped at stop sign. Now, this part really gets me. Complainant doesn't need a 1025. 1025 means further help. So he's not in any danger. He doesn't need an officer to follow up with him. He just called them to do his dirty work and then hung up and went on his way. And they did what he asked.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do want to make a small correction to the video, or maybe just a clarification, because I did have someone in Florida law enforcement who told me, I thought that a 1050, based on all my research, there were only two things a 1050 could be. One is officer under the influence or officer welfare check. The other is a crash 1050, where it says advise 1050 at public defender's office. Yeah. So this came in. Yeah. Now, I got someone who sent me a list of Florida 10 codes, and their 1050 might be, and I'm not sure because I don't know where this link came from that he sent me, but he says that it's a traffic stop. But I couldn't even, the thing that he sent me, though, didn't have a 1050 listed. And all my research, I only got 2 codes that came back. But here's the thing. They do keep the 10 codes pretty tight to the vest, right? Because they're law enforcement codes and they don't want everybody knowing what they are. So it is possible that there's stuff out there, that's not correct, but I couldn't find any verification that a 1050 was anything else besides a crash or an officer wellness check. And I checked sources in Florida, but somebody did say it's a 1050 is could be a traffic stop too.
Yeah, that's typically traffic accidents. That's what.
Well, that's what you find when you look it up, right? Traffic accidents. Mm-hmm. So that's how I reported it was I believe that to be a traffic accident, which I found also strange because, you're pulling over some guy for no reason, but there's a traffic accident at the public defender's office. Well, maybe you should go check out and see if anybody's hurt. Just saying. So then they stopped at the curve at 476. Units advised, same as S13 from last night. Now, the S13 is suspicious vehicle. PI advises they're trying to serve them. So they knew who the guy was. Robbie knew who he was. And these cops just let him get away. That's why they stopped the guy. He didn't run a stop sign. And you have 2 police officers saying, oh, yeah, he ran a stop sign. Well, how come their log here, the dispatch log, says vehicle is stopped at stop sign? Weird.
They admit a lot, and when they're speaking, and then in this, I mean, we find out that they know who this person is. They've already had complaints about it. Robbie knows who that is too. They when you're listening to a female officer talk, she starts to refer to, it seems like, the daughter by name. You know, when some of that comes up as well. There's the admission that Robbie did indeed break the law. They did see him drive up on the sidewalk, but when the police officer that sees that, when he tells other people about it later that night, he just casually omits that part of his story. Make sure that doesn't become part of it at all. It's amazing.
You know what, Alley Cat, you're right. In the video, the cop said something about taking the crash call. You're right. I remember that, and we were all like, what does that mean? At the time, we didn't know what it meant. So I think a 1050 in this case is a crash, because they mentioned something about crash call during the call. Do you remember that, Doug?
Oh, not really.
She was asking him, like, he said something like, I regret taking that crash call or something. Hold on, let me see if I can pull the transcript up. Maybe I can find it. Maybe we can figure this out. But either way, whether there was a crash or not, this whole thing stinks to high heaven. It really does. And they shouldn't be getting any qualified immunity, because cops often do things, not all of them, but a lot of them often do things that are not good, and they need to be held accountable.
What's even worse about that is, in order to garner in order to take away qualified immunity, you have to have already established case law that you can refer to do that. There will be nothing that sets case law there. So if your case doesn't mirror another case in which it's cost somebody qualified immunity before, you will not have that. It won't happen. But something like this right here, this wouldn't strip somebody of qualified immunity. I bet they would say, no, they were out there. They did things to the best of their knowledge. This would qualify as qualified immunity. There's no way they would take your qualified immunity for something like
Nope. I found it. They are talking about taking the crash. Listen to this. So I think I'm right. I think I was right. Right here.
Now, just in case we have another call with him, just show that he's already gotten a warning.
I don't know what I was thinking, saying I would take the crash and then having to do it wrong.
I don't know what I was thinking.
I didn't know what you were thinking either.
I don't know what I was thinking, saying I would take the crash and then having to go. So did this guy respond to a crash call and come here instead? Is that what he's saying? He said he would go to the crash, but he came here and did this instead?
But I was like, okay.
freaking road pirates, man. Just I can't stand it.
Like, honestly, like, is that what I'm hearing here?
Thanks, buddy.
That's what it sounds like.
Oh, God, that's what it sounds like. So, yeah, I don't know. We can't confirm or whatever, but this says that this is the log that, you know, as it's happening, advise 1050 at public defender's office. And this guy's all, I can't believe I said I'd take that crash. And now I'm here. Like, what? Yeah, I can't believe it either. Anyway, if that's what it means. But I just think, you know, if you guys haven't seen that video that I did today, make sure you go and click on it, because it helps the algorithm and it helps the channel a lot. By the way, Tug, guess what?
What?
I hit 53,000 subscribers.
Ooh,
finally.
There you go. Awesome.
It took a long time.
It's
been going up and down. It was a real fight. It was sitting at like 52,993 and kept going up to 999, and then back down to like 996 for like 3 weeks. I'm not even kidding. So it finally got over the 53,000 hump, and now it's just ticking up again regularly. Like, do they think I'm not going to notice that every time my subs get to a milestone number, they don't let it get there?
Right.
Do they think we don't notice these things? I mean, I know it doesn't really mean anything, but it just bothers me. But thank you, chat, for the congratulations. So I put a poll up asking you guys what you wanted to talk about tonight, because the reason why I named this "What the Hales is Off the Rails" is because I couldn't even decide what the heck we were going to talk about tonight because there's too much going on. Maybe around 12 noon, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Slow day. Every time I think that, shit goes crazy. So I asked you guys, what do you want to discuss? 30% right now, Shar's article is winning. 30% of you want us to go over Shar's article.
That's a good article, man. That's a very good one. I started going over that yesterday, and it is.
I haven't
really good.
read the whole thing,
Did
so
you
we'll
watch,
definitely get into that.
Did you watch the John Cook mod stream? Did you get to the part where he's on there?
I saw that he was on it,
enjoy
but
the article.
okay, great. Because I would rather read the article than watch that shit. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to end the poll because you guys have made your minds up. It was a close one because you guys picked Shar's article, and the second runner-up was Dave's Neighbors. So
that
we
stuff's
might
kind of hilarious. I love the reaction to all of that. Was pretty funny.
Yes, the reaction to it is quite something. We may get to that if we have time. I don't know if we'll have time today, but we've got plenty of time tomorrow, I'm sure.
That's a heck of an article. So it's a good cover, actually. The Shar article is really good.
Yeah, I haven't read the whole thing. I like kind of I scanned it. I just haven't had actually I don't have the link. Can you drop the link for me if you have it? Do you have the link?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got it pulled up right now. So
all right, cool. All right, well, you can share it then. Yeah,
I'll drop it to you here.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
I'm dropping it to you right now. It's in the private.
All right, there we go. Cool.
It's funny I had it pulled up because I was looking at it because I was going over everything that John Cook stated, and he stated a lot in that. That was a very, very dumb idea to do that mod stream.
I'm so glad. I mean, they took it down. They knew it was a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. They knew it was a bad idea.
It was there for hours, and then they started pretending that no one had it. And I was like, yeah, we do. In fact, I even went as far, I chopped out the good bits and put them by themselves, and then I kept the whole thing too. There's about 2.5 hours of it that are good. He's there, I think, for 3.5 hours, but about 2.5 hours of that are actually pretty pertinent. Now,
wait a minute. Hang on a second. Shelby says there was a car crash in the cop video. The guy said I would rather have taken the crash, and she said, "Yeah, I wonder what." Hold on. Now we got to go back because now I have to know. I have to know. I have to know what he said. I thought he said saying I would take the crash and then having to go. Here, let's listen to it one more time. I'm going to turn the volume up.
I don't know what I was thinking saying I would take the crash and then having to do it wrong.
I don't know what I was thinking saying I would take the crash and then having to go. That's not the same thing as saying, I wish I had taken the crash. Oh, unfortunately, I think we're right about what he said. I didn't hear him say, oh, I had the thing covering up the shoot. Hold on, we'll go back. I had the thing covering up the captions.
I don't know what I was thinking saying I would take the crash and then having to do it wrong.
I don't know. What do you think you heard?
I mean, it's all speculation on there, and it's I think it's splitting hairs at this moment. It's about a
Yeah.
crash. That's the whole thing was, are we talking about a 1050 and a crash? Yes. That's what it sounds like for sure. So
Yeah.
that is the, besides that, I have no idea unless we're going in and we're pulling accident logs from that day or something. We're not going to get
Right.
very
And
detailed.
cross-referencing it with that
Yeah.
guy's name. Yeah. How would we know? All right. All right. Let's look at this. Let me zoom in so we can, oops. There we go. Is that as big as it gets? That's what she said. Dang it. Phrasing. What is with the formatting of the, I'm going to get mad. I can't make it do what I want it to do. All right. It looks like that's as big as we're going to get it. God, I keep doing that. Where's my phrasing button?
Phrasing?
This appears to be the only size that I can get it to look normal. Otherwise, if I go one more up, it screws up the entire page. So I hope you guys
sounds
can.
terrible.
I know.
Phrasing?
I can't say this. What I need to say because we're all like 12 years old. All right. Anyway, I can't get the formatting correct, is what I'm trying to say. So this is as large as it goes, folks. Never mind.
She's not saying anything.
John Cook threatens body bags, talks CPO, video vanishes. All right, here we go. This article is for documentation in real time concerning statements made on a YouTube show yesterday by John Cook and Lisa Lee. This was a 7-hour, 51 minute and 38 second hour live stream video. And I have included some full context quotes from a small portion of the video. All images were taken from the public internet and redacted for fair use in a high-profile story. John Cook was present as a guest on a YouTube video yesterday, along with another guest, Lisa Lee. Lee had previously referred to herself as the public relations representative in the high-profile story involving Cook and his former wife, Lynette Michelle Preston.
I think
Lee,
that brings up the other piece of chaos too. Remember the website description?
yeah, which she's got right here. Here's their little
Yes.
icon and the PR team.
Yep.
I am sorry about the formatting of this. I just cannot make the font any larger. I just can't do it. I'm trying and it didn't work. So I apologize, guys. I've tried. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Lee has been heard obsessively covering the story as their voice to the extremes, fortuitously making herself a part of the story. Or was that the plan all along? Lee has incessantly displayed quite the appetite for covering every inch of the talented, gifted. Gee, this sounds dirty. Has quite the appetite for covering every inch of the talented, gifted, famous YouTuber Jeremy Hale's life.
Ooh,
Did she cover that 2-inch pipe too?
every piece of the pipe?
Every inch of it. Lee just can't seem to get enough of him. Oh, that's funny. I love that. That's very hilarious. Have you up top it says, Megan, have you tried showing the browser some super tits to make it larger? Stop that.
Phrasing?
You stop that right now, chat. Quit derailing me with your funny jokes. And when I mean quit, I mean don't stop. All right. Let's see. The above image was published on a website created by Lee, where she refers to herself as PR for Preston alongside attorney Bruce Manskin, who has frequently been a guest on her YouTube show. The hot as a chili pepper topic, Mr. Hales. You know, I've never read anything that Shara has written because she doesn't write very much. I really like it.
Yeah, this was funny. I thought it was
I'm
good.
entertained. Are you not entertained? I am. Types of public relations, media relations. creating a good relationship with the relevant professional media, acting as their content source, and updating them on a campaign. PR is the strategic communications process that sets out to build and maintain mutually beneficial relationships between two or more parties. When done poorly, litigation PR can cause irrevocable harm, amplify public outrage, and worsen a legal situation. See Amber Heard. By the way, if you want to know a bad PR job, yeah, check out David Shane Communications and what he did in that case. Okay, now the chat is just overtaken by super tits. By the way, that reminds me, Super Tips is available. It is open, and you can find it pinned to the top of the chat on YouTube. Or if you are not listening on YouTube and you're listening maybe on Rumble, you can go to where do you go? supertip.gg/Megan Fox. And you will find that you can send super tips with fun AI voices. You can send super tips about super tits. You can send super tips about anything. So feel free to take part in the fun. All right. Oh, geez, there's a lot of them. Thank you, guys. We'll get to those soon. Oh, my goodness. All right. Where am I at? Poorly executed PR can damage reputations, generate negative press, and undermine legal strategies, often compounding the challenges already faced by the legal team. As high-profile cases continue to dominate headlines, the lessons learned from PR failures should act as a guide for future litigation campaigns. Litigation PR gone wrong. For examples, showcasing it. This is from a website that she's quoting. It can cause irrevocable harm, amplify public outrage, and worsen a legal situation. Poorly executed PR can damage reputations, generate negative blah, blah, blah. The following statements and screenshots were captured yesterday, 1 hour before the 7-hour video suddenly vanished. Okay, this says video unavailable. So she captured a screenshot of it having 578 views, streaming 11 hours before she took this. And there's a link to it. In the video, Cook filmed 2 small dogs. Oh no, what did he do with the dogs? Don't tell me. Do I want to read any further? Because now I'm scared. Anyone? Tug? Bueller?
You definitely want to continue.
Am I going to need a box of tissues, though, is the question?
No.
All right. Because I get nervous when they mention these people and small animals. I get nervous. I don't know what's going to happen.
It'll be okay this time. Let me go.
Okay. The dogs are okay. They make it. Do the dogs make it in this story? Because I can't deal with any more dog, trauma. All right. The chat says it's safe.
Yes.
So the dogs were sitting on what appeared to be a cot bed inside a tent-like structure. Oh, good. They have their own little bed. Followed by a video tour of a fence that lines just the front of his property. Just the tip, folks. Just the tip. He exits at the fence opening and shows viewers Tubetown, located on a nearby property owned by... Oh, he's stalking Tubetown? Was he stalking Tubetown on camera?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, on camera. And but
he was stalking?
But it's okay for him. So killed it. This killed me. He said it's okay for him to walk around and to film it because he's on the roadway. And I was like, no, you have a protective order against you. So he actually made the mistake of saying that, number one. But number two, the funny thing is he's telling us when Jeremy's filming, it's okay because he's from the roadway. So John Cook understands that normally from the roadway, you'd be okay. But the caveat for him, again, protective order. You are not allowed to go around filming his property more. And yes, he does that in there. He gets up, goes out. They even they single him out so we can watch it happen.
Unbelievable. If Jeremy Hales did that, they would go ape.
Yeah, but I mean, again, the protective order add-on, the whole thing. As you get in, when we get to some quotes and stuff, we'll add a little bit of what are they talking about? Exactly. Because it was interesting to watch. I understand why they took it down, because there was a lot of violating your protective order involved in that.
Hmm. All right, so he exits the fence opening and shows viewers Tubetown, located on nearby property owned by famous YouTuber Jeremy Hales of What the Hales. While video guests refer to a CPO, protection order, against Mr. Cook by Mr. Hales. So here is a screenshot of him filming Jeremy's property. Stalking, you would say, I guess, because that's how they describe it. John Cook approaches his famous neighbor Jeremy Hales' property while filming on a YouTube live stream and receives instructions from Lisa Lee to film the famous YouTuber's pole. Wait a minute.
Phrasing.
What is happening tonight? Wait a minute.
It's not satire, I know it.
What is happening? Oh my God. They're trying to film Jeremy's pole? This is terrible. Someone inform the sheriff.
Yes.
I don't think
Jeremy,
that's
run.
legal.
They want to see your pole.
Shara, I'm so enjoying this. It's so good. Shara, your writing is cracking me up. I am laughing. LOL. Okay. John Cook makes a disturbing statement. What kind of statements does he make, though, that are not
They
disturbing?
aren't,
Because anyway,
exactly. That's the
it
truth.
might be easier to find out what he said that isn't disturbing. Somebody sent me something about that dude saying that people should just come and remove the fence pieces. Yeah, really? You really want to incite somebody to get killed?
Yeah. So he's talking about it. It's coop is what it says, not dude. It's just the way it's the way the
Oh.
transcript is reading. So it actually says that coop. He's saying, yes, somebody sent
Mr.
me
Coop.
something.
Mr. Coop?
Yeah, that Mr.
Okay.
They fixate on Coop and Georgie. Georgie gets blamed for all 32 calls to CPS. They're all apparently Georgie's fault. So not Georgie. I was like, is that? Am I hearing that right? Yeah, I heard that right. But with Coop, okay, when you look at that statement there, he's talking about people that are angry about the money thing. The people that are upset.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
he's talking about killing donors.
Yes, right. The people who are
That's
mad about the
that's what
fence.
that undeniably is about.
What the Hales is in the chat says they aren't the first to try, unfortunately. You mean film your poll? They're not the first to try. Jeremy, if there are people running around trying to film your poll, dude, I don't know what to tell you, but I don't know, maybe a second pair of pants. You need to protect that thing, because nobody should be taking pictures of your poll, okay? Just saying. Or filming. Folks, don't let anybody film your poll.
Especially
That's-
not John Cook. Run away.
Where's my... Yes, there it is. Or this one. This one would also work.
Get the fucking chainsaws ready.
That is definitely a nay.
Nay, nay, nay. Jerry says they better get a... Wait, that's not his. They better get a wider lens.
Freaking. Oh. They were, though. She was
no,
like,
the chat is so off the rails right
she
now.
was, though. She was like, film his pole. Film the pole. Up the pole. Up the pole.
Oh my God, these people are so weird. Crystal peens and filming polls. I just don't know anymore what we're doing. Okay.
Well, apparently they do. They know exactly what they're doing. They know what they want filmed.
Thomas Edsel says, OMG, stop. I gotta pee. Well, didn't you know to get your pee pad ready? You know better than to listen to this show without the proper protective equipment around you in case of emergencies. You should know this by now. Okay. I'm sorry, chat. You have completely derailed me. Ellie, my mods are encouraging it. Keep being dirty, chat. I like it, says Ellie Fant. Oh my God. It's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. All right. I can't attend a town meeting. My rights have been taken away. Yeah, you know what, John?
Yeah.
That happens when you get convicted of stalking someone.
Well,
You lose
he,
some rights.
he brought that up, by the way, on his own. He starts talking about with no one pushing the subject or anything. It surprised me when I went back because I was like, is there any instigation at all? No, he just starts talking about the protective order. In fact, you see it. I mean, God, they talk about it a lot in that transcript too. I mean, a lot. But he starts the conversation.
Oh, so dumb. Rosalind Duke is in the chat. She says, was I summoned by Pole Talk? I know it's not ball talk, Roz, but Pole Talk is also right, in your wheelhouse, I think. I think. Thank God you're here. We need you. Apparently, Lisa Lee can't get enough of Jeremy's poll. She wants it filmed at all angles. There's just all kinds of, I don't know, obsessiveness over Jeremy's poll.
Check this out real quick. Look at this. This is on the transcript of it. I put the transcript up here.
Oh, wait, where is it?
Yeah, I've got it pulled up.
You do? Oh, there.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Hold on. I have to pull this thing down. Oh, phrasing.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
You can see their conversation. It's about Hales and whatever. But then you see them jumping into the I can't attend a meeting. And from there, they start talking about Jeremy George heavily. They start talking about the protective order because that's where he wants it to go. And they spend a lot of time. A lot. I mean, that's what I was going through marking it, for some of the conversation. There's so many people talking on there. But yeah, I mean, look at them. That's the conversation bit. And again, it's bad enough that you have these third parties that, you're talking about a PR mouthpiece that is bringing it up. But John Cook himself is out there and getting these people to talk about it, talk about violations, how they want to put Jeremy Hales in prison and all this other shit. He's like, are you kidding me? And that they have no idea how protective orders work. They still do not understand. You have this entire panel there, and none of them understand how jurisdiction comes up for Ohio to Florida. Their thing, what 2L tries to spin out of it, is saying, well, the reason it happened is because somehow when Michelle contacting the mayor there via email. No, idiot. It's because it's a protective order. That's oh my God.
Yeah, it's a protective order, and you're not allowed to, if you get a protective order put against you, you're not allowed to be in the same place as someone else that the protective order is for. So if you have to be 500 feet away from them, you have to get away from them, not them.
Did I
They
think
don't
this
have
is
to
like
leave.
the Roaring 20s when we had mechanized bandits and, you were like, let's rob it. Like, Dillinger or somebody. Let's rob and run for the state line. Because if you make it to the state line, nothing else matters.
Right.
What idiots. Yes, you got a protective order against you.
Yeah,
That is nationwide.
Yeah, they've never heard of a nationwide, like most protective orders are good in all 50 states.
Yes.
Like you can't just be like, well, okay, I'm being stalked by my, my ex who's a domestic violence, perpetrator. But if I leave the state, if I leave Ohio and I go to Florida, he can come kill me there. Like that doesn't make any sense, you guys. That would
No.
never make any sense. What's weird is that Florida refuses to uphold it. That's the weird part. That should never be the case. But Levy County likes to act like it's its own country.
Yeah, it's a little fiefdom.
Mm-hmm. And they don't think the laws apply to them. And because they're a good old boy network there, apparently they don't. So, But no, it is supposed to be 50 states, full faith and credit in all 50 states. Yeah, obviously. It wouldn't make any sense to do it any other way. All right. Here we go. John Cook refers to one of Mr. Hale's friends, Madam Mayor, as just another puppet. The channel host, Stacey Nat, stated, "You have the right to attend the meeting regardless." Oh God, don't take legal advice from dumb Canadians. And I love
That's what-
Canadians, don't get me wrong, but don't let Canadians tell you what American law is. Come on now.
Don't take legal advice from any of these people. I'm going to say.
Well, you
Isn't
can't
it-
take legal advice from anybody who's not a lawyer, first of all. If you aren't speaking to a barred attorney with good standing, let me put that in there, you should not take their advice. I can tell
Even
you that
then.
I know this is wrong, but you should always consult an attorney if you want to know if you have the right to attend a public meeting. If someone you are restrained from being around is there, you should always consult an attorney.
The Madam Mayor thing's quite crazy too when you think about the hatred John Cook has there.
Didn't she
Considering,
save his life?
and they admitted that. They
God,
have
what a piece of
admitted that
shit.
he saved his life. Man, talk about something. Talk about something you end up regretting. You know, I mean, for real. What a piece of garbage.
I love Canadians, though. You're all so sweet. I know we have a bunch of them in the chat. Canadian
For
people
sure.
are the nicest people on earth, by the way. They're so kind. They're so polite. I have family who lives in Canada, and I haven't seen them in a long time. I should take a drive because it's not that far from me anymore. But they're just the nicest people. And you know what you guys had first that we didn't have here in the U.S., and this was years ago. I'm going to say
Manners.
well, we've never had any of those. But yeah, those and salt and vinegar chips.
Oh, I love
When I was-
those. Man, I love
Yep.
those.
When I was 12, we took a trip to Canada and to stay with my cousins. They took me to the grocery store and I was blown away. It was like how I imagine people in other countries when they come to American grocery stores feel. I went to a Canadian grocery store at the age of 12 and I was like, what in the hales am I looking at? The chips, they had pickle chips, salt and vinegar, ketchup chips. That's a thing we still don't have. Ketchup chips, which are quite good.
Jeremy's ears perked up. He's like, ooh.
Yeah,
chips."
Jeremy, you got to import some ketchup chips from Canada. I don't know why we don't have them here, but they have them in Canada and they are incredible. They're really, really good. They also sell the milk in bags, which is so smart. So, because what everybody has like a Tupperware pitcher and it's meant for this bag of milk to fit in, and then you just clip off the end and put the lid on and you pour it from the pitcher instead of having these plastic containers that just go into landfills or whatever. It's been like that for years. You know what else they have in Canada? Trash compactors. Like, I mean, I know you can get them here, but like everyone has one. It's such a good idea. I don't know why it's not standard here. But anyway, no, Christy Lou, we do not have bag milk in America. Like, it's not a thing. I've never been anywhere. Well, let me put it this way. I've never lived anywhere that sold milk in a bag.
Yeah, it's not a common thing. Nothing else, for sure.
Jeremy says we have about 50 bags of ketchup chips from loving viewers. Oh yeah, I would imagine people would send those to you. But they're good. They're really good. So we finally got salt and vinegar chips in America several years after that. And now, I mean, my kids eat bags of that. I have to
I
keep
love
them out of
those.
the house because they will eat an entire large party-sized bag of those in a day. Anyway, I got derailed by my love of Canadian food and Canadians in general. I do love Canadians. It's true. All right. The channel host replied, "You have the right to attend the meetings regardless." John Cook stated, "Hell, you convince Ohio of that."
Yes, even John Cook knows. See, he knows he's not supposed to be there, but he's not doesn't have enough brain cells to rub together to realize, hey, maybe I shouldn't talk about this subject.
You know what? You know what I just realized? I have the audio of the judge telling him not to be in the same room with Jeremy. We have that. Let's see if I can find it. Like, she's very specific about it. I just have to look and see where I put it. But I know we have it. I wonder if it's in the Dropbox. She is like super serious about it too. She's like, you are not to talk to him. You are not to walk near him. If he is somewhere and you are there, you are to leave. Like, she tells him all of those things. So the idea, have these people ever even listened to the Ohio judge make her ruling? I wonder. Do you think?
No. But I mean, they don't even have to do that. All they have to do, she's just telling you what's in the protective order. You know, I mean, the protective orders, they make it very clear. It's a distance thing. You know, if you violate, if you come in X amount of distance, and there was only one caveat that came up with that, and that was, you know, with where they live, they had a distance, the distance changed, you know, but everything else, it's a specific distance. If you're in that distance, move away. So they've never read just a basic protective order. I mean, God, that irritates me too, because what they're doing is they're encouraging Cook to get into positions where, I mean, legally, it's not a gray put you in jail thing. They're putting both people in danger kind of thing. You know, if he's crossing over and he's deciding to violate a protective order, go into these spaces knowingly, bragging about it online, how can you construe that as anything but a threat?
Yeah, it's very strange to me that they have not paid attention to the actual order from the court. I don't know what I did with it. I know I have it on my computer here somewhere. I'm looking, but I'm not seeing it right off the top. Jeremy, maybe it was something Jeremy shared with me at once. Jeremy, if you happen to have that, send me a link, because I want to play her saying that. And maybe I'll have to make a shorter video at another time to do that. But I want to revisit that. I know Jeremy has it on his channel somewhere. I just don't know which video it is. You know, remember the puppets that he did?
Yeah.
It was in one of those. It was in one of the puppet videos. And maybe I didn't download it. I thought I had it though. Anyway, Jeremy, if you're still around, if you know what I'm talking about and you have it handy, send it over, because I would love to play that and just bust this narrative, because my God, this is just demonstrably false. Lisa Lee stated, if John shows up there, George or Jeremy is going to find out, and George is going to drive her ass up there. There is video of George driving up to town hall with Deanna and Jessica. They are driving in, I think, George's car. They pull up to town hall, and Michelle and John are there already. George is there. She never gets out of the car, and she just calls 911 saying they're in contempt of court. Well, it was unfounded, right? And John isn't this one of the last ones you guys were found guilty of? And he says, yes. Well, wait a minute. I'm assuming she pulls in, sees their car, and can't go inside until they leave.
You've
right?
seen the video. Remember the video where she pulls
Yeah.
that was, again, that's what they're spinning. That's what they're spinning for it. They're trying to say that it shows something that it absolutely doesn't. What it shows is she pulls up. These people, when they're there, again, they see her, and they're making it very clear that they're going to stay there. You know, that they want to intimidate her, because they know John Cook. I mean, you've seen his actions. You've seen how he's handled people like Travis. Travis is a perfect example, and with Jeremy too, with the firearm, of how he tries to intimidate people. So there, of course, he was trying to intimidate her. I mean, with a woman, you know, of course. I mean, these people, they love getting into that. So that spin on that, it's just crazy. They've been talking about strong women lately, and I thought, oh, well, that's interesting, considering you keep telling this guy with a protective order against him to go and to terrorize one.
Lisa Lee stated, Jeremy, with all the police reports, there was 4 of them that they were unfounded contempts of court, according to Levy County Sheriff's Office. Yeah, well, who the hell cares what Levy County says? It's up to the Ohio judge. It's not up to Levy County. Levy County has proven they do not care about Jeremy's safety. They do not care.
Even more, they don't care about victims. They have made that clear. And if
there are news articles about how little they care about ARP victims.
Yep.
They've
made it very clear. And anybody that wants to ignore that, phew.
I think I found one of them, but I don't know if it's the right one. But I'll tell you, I will go through them. I'm going to go through Jeremy's videos over the next couple of days, and I'm going to find it because I know for a fact that judge was super strict. I can hear her voice in my head saying, I liked her, and I can hear her telling him and Lynette what they are and are not allowed to do.
Yeah, she was very clear. I mean, she made it very clear to them about what they're not supposed to do. And they haven't given a damn about it.
Yep. She was very clear. And they keep wanting to pretend like she never said it. Or that somehow she's wrong. Or that the Levy County sheriff overrides an Ohio judge, which he doesn't, by the way. Nope. That's not how that works. Not at all. God. All right. Anyway, where was I? Video host Nat says, guys, I just want to stop you there because it's kind of putting John in a predicament that he can't talk. Oh, gee, somebody's smart.
Yeah.
Someone is actually,
she notes it.
She's being smart. And he says, no, I can. I just won't comment on the judge. Oh my God, John, that's not the directive you were given. Actually, John, you could talk about the judge. There's nothing, you have the First Amendment right to talk about the judge. You can say anything you want about her.
You're not supposed to talk about your victim.
You're not supposed to be talking about Jeremy Hale's and inciting third parties to contact him or do anything to him. You're not supposed to be doing that. And she also made it very plain that she didn't want anybody talking about the protective order online, pretty much, which is why those documents didn't come out until the anti-Hale side leaked them. Remember that?
Oh, very well.
Jeremy was obeying what the judge had asked. She said she didn't want to see it online. And who put it online? They did.
Yeah, I remember them leaking that stuff to Paint Chips and Friends.
Darth Touch. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So he says, no, I just won't comment on the judge, which is that's not the directive at all. A video co-guest. Oh, and that's another thing that I found out. So on Sunday night, Jeremy and George on their update on their Sunday show, it turns out all these mods were former mods of theirs and people who were like hangers-on trying to become a part of the Hale's world. How weird is that?
It's actually not surprising at all. That's the way a lot of that goes. You know, if somebody doesn't get something from someone like Hale, so they become embittered and they're like, oh, I hope I can flamethrow your life, because and how messed up is that, honestly? I mean, when you think about it, how messed up is it that obviously it was the right decision. If they didn't do something for you, well, you proved them right.
Right. I mean, I was kind of surprised, though, to find out that all these people were Hale's fans and like super fans and mods and stuff. And then they just didn't get what they wanted and it just went nuts. I mean, well, it's kind of, I don't want to say scary because I'm not scared of that at all, but you want to have a good relationship with your mods and stuff. And it's strange to have some mods go so off that now they dedicate their lives to sitting online 8 hours a day to just talk shit about you. It's
they want to ruin your life. Yes,
it's
you see
weird.
that. No,
I
it's
know
part
that
of that.
none of
It's
my
that
mods
fatal
would ever
attraction kind
do
of
such
feel.
a thing. None of,
What is that
I
fatal attraction kind of feel, though?
yes.
You don't give them what they want they want a boy or bunny.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately happens. I've had that before, and yeah, the mods. I mean, our mods are great too. That's not even
I'm
the
extremely
thing.
lucky in the mods that I have, I think. Rogue Mama says, I tried to quit once, but Megan wouldn't let me. That's true. That's true. Ellie Fan says I would never talk shit about sugar tits. No, my mods just make fun of me, which is great, and I love that. I love that. I keep it up, guys, because I love to get roasted. It's true. It's true. I find them hilarious. The judge Lisa Lee stated they somehow got jurisdiction over, they say. Oh, wait, can I ask you a question? I got lost. Hold on. A video co-guest stated, can I ask you a question, Lisa? Don't ask Lisa legal questions.
This is
Don't
what-
do that. How is this Ohio's business when it happened in Florida? There's a really easy answer to this, and it isn't what Lisa says.
Yeah, this is the
Lisa-
stupidest answer. I mean, and Cook is like, "Yep, that's right." So Cook thinks this is the reason too. What's funny is what's the reason? Well, because Michelle's an idiot. That's what his answer is. When you think about it, they're like, "Well, yeah, she contacted this mayor, so she's an idiot, isn't that right, John?" Oh, yep. I love
Lisa Lee stated they somehow got jurisdiction over, they say, is because Michelle contacted the mayor in Ohio via emails. I find that to be bullshit. It's bullshit. She reached into Ohio. Not to mention, I don't think that was the only thing that did it, though, because he lives in Ohio and he has a right to seek an order of protection against anybody who's breaking laws. So, because he's in Ohio. But yeah, I mean, reaching into to now local people where he lives, yeah, that's probably not that means she's widening her harassment. So,
Well, what a division. But I found it funny because it's become the blame Michelle for every stupid thing. And she did
Right.
lots of stupid things. But John Cook pulling pew-pews and stuff, that's not a reason why you might have a protective order. Just maybe. And maybe in doing that, why it stretches to Florida and other places. I mean, it's on video, dude. Oh, my God.
the judge that's presiding over the Ohio case is a magistrate, and all I know is that whatever evidence Michelle and John had, that judge didn't either receive it in time or it got too late. I don't know. Yeah, so they did it wrong. Again, their fault.
Remember in that where they were talking about the stuff they know, they didn't put page numbers with anything. It sounded like an absolute nightmare.
Well, but also, by the way, the Ohio judge did use Lynette's main piece of evidence. I don't know if you guys remember this, but she saw the 10 feet video.
Mm-hmm.
The one that Lynette took.
I'll be right back. I gotta think.
Sure.
I'll be right back.
This was Lynette's video. It was her evidence, and the judge watched it and was like, yeah, you broke it. You broke the protection order. I mean, that was the evidence she used to put the order against them. So saying that her evidence wasn't allowed in is just a flat out lie. Her evidence convicted them. Yes, Marianne, the puppet show was Ohio court. That's what I'm talking. We're talking about Ohio court right now. That's the one that I want. There's a couple of them, though. There's several of them, of the puppet shows, and I have to get the right one because I have to find the one where the judge is giving them her order, which is that she is granting the protection order and they need to stay away from him and George. And she gives them all the rules and tells them, you know, if you're somewhere and they come in, you have to leave. She tells them all that. And it's during one of those hearings. I just have to find which one. But there's, I don't know, maybe 4 of those. Yeah, the puppet shows were so much fun. I loved those. That was a great way to do court audio, by the way, because Jeremy's he's so brilliant. I once tried to watch or listen, I should say, to a court case that was audio only on the show on YouTube with the chat, and it was impossible to understand who was talking. So that's the whole problem with just audio. And so the puppet show thing completely made that so much better because, you knew who was talking. And that's the big problem with no cameras is you can't tell who is speaking because it's not like every time they start speaking, they're like, and now we're going to hear from Mr. So-and-so, and now we're going to hear from Miss So-and-so. They just talk and you don't know who's talking. And that's annoying. But yeah, Jeremy did a great job. Absolutely great job. We should rewatch that again. It's funny. All right, where were we? But from what Michelle told me is that the judge said this isn't about you, it's about him, meaning Jeremy. That's right, she did. Because they were trying to prosecute a case against Jeremy. And the judge, because they didn't get a lawyer for this, which was dumb. And the judge kept telling them, no, it's not your turn. It's his turn. And also you didn't bring a case against him. He brought one against you. So what now what you're allowed to do is defend yourself, but you're not allowed to go after him. And they kept trying to introduce evidence where, well, he's doing this to us and he's doing that to us. And she's like, stop. I don't care. That's not what, then bring a case against him. But this is not that. You're supposed to bring exculpatory evidence. Not evidence that this person is just a bad guy that you hate or whatever. Didn't make any sense. And that's why kids, you always hire a lawyer. Never go pro se. Pro se what? Chris Clements, I'm sure your super tip did go through. In fact, while Tug's gone, why don't we do some of those super tips right now? Rozilla's Realm, thanks for the 5.
What do you give a girl who has everything?
Penicillin.
That was good. Georgie's Life Unfiltered.
Megan, I am jealous of your super tits.
Oh, shut up, Lacey, your flat chest buffoon.
Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 5.
Megan, we have all these problems. So that is 100% why Big Dummy started the stupid flag nonsense. Then he can get people riled up about that and not about all the rest of the stupidity.
Maybe.
That's why I always have a martini. You can't get riled up with a glass in your hand.
You know what, Cynic? You're probably right about that. I don't like distraction techniques. I don't talk about politics at all anymore. I really don't, because I've checked out from all of it. But man, did that get me going. I was like, dang it. Maybe I got sucked in. Lisa Carper, thanks for the 5.
Now you're making me quote the American president.
America isn't easy. America is advanced citizenship. You've got to want it bad. Because it's going to put up a fight. It's going to say, you want free speech? Let's see you acknowledge a man whose words make...
Now you're making me quote the American president.
Oh,
America isn't easy.
I remember that quote. And I guess it got cut off. I loved that movie, actually. And that is a really good speech. And what is happening? My computer just did something weird. That was a really good speech, by the way. I don't have the rest of it. S. Shine found the video. Well, send me the link in my email, would you? Mods, would you take care of that? Give her my email. That was a great speech from the American president, actually. I totally agree with it. Lisa Carper, thanks for the 5.
Once you give up a right, you never get it back. The presidential order today is another more than the latest attempt to distract from his bases. Focus on the Epstein files.
Yeah, I would like to see those, but it's never going to happen. They don't exist, folks. They just don't exist, right? You believe that, right? Rob Pate, thanks for the 5.
Megan, why do chatters keep talking about your super tits? It makes me very uncomfortable. Why didn't you tell me that was where the money I loaned you went?
Martin S., thanks for the 5.
Whenever someone says they can see John's pole, I say that's because his shorts are too roomy and he's sitting funny.
Oh, no. And Rob, thanks for the 5.
I am announcing a blue tape Mayfair pole dance at Hale's headquarters so we can all dance around Jeremy's pole.
Oh, no. Oh, no, Jeremy. You're gonna have to have a maypole dance. Chris Clemens, thanks for the 10.
But the Ohio judge believed lies. So what she says doesn't matter. What matters is what Bubbles and Flea say.
Okay, you stupid itch up against the wall.
Hold on, Nick. We don't want violence.
But maps go on walls. All right, let's see. I don't think Tug's back yet. He's got raiders. All right. Okay, S Shine says that she emailed it to me. All right, let's see. All right. Do you have a timestamp for me though? That would be helpful because it's a 44-minute video. It's probably at the end of it. God, this video is so funny. Are you sure this is the one? Is this the, because you know there were like 3 or 4 of these, right? You sure this is the right one? Let's see. What is it? Let me look at the transcript real quick. Hold on. Let me go down to the end. No, that's still Lynette is testifying. I don't think this is the one where she gives her judgment. Here, this is funny. She starts yelling at Lynette. This is funny. All right, wait. We have to watch this. This is funny. How do I get here? There we go. I know she's yelling at Lynette here. She's like, stop focusing on this and focus on what I need you to focus on.
To the people making the t-shirts?
No. I'm struggling to even follow what she's asking.
I'm struggling to follow this.
To clarify, all of our t-shirt
just
sales.
just wait for the next question, please. And ma'am, focus on the testimony. I don't care about Mr. Hale's internet business unless it relates directly to his petition for a civil stalking protection order. I don't care what happens in Otter Creek unless it pertains specifically to testimony that Mr. Hales has given related to his petition for a civil stalking protection order. We are not here today, and I'm telling you both this, we are not here today as a general airing of grievances. We are here specifically on the petition for a civil stalking protection order that was filed. So please focus your questions on cross-examination based on what I have just said.
She gets so annoyed. Well, it can't be at 40:30 of this video because this is the one where Lynette is testifying. So this one gets continued to another one, but that was a little timestamp there because it did show us that she got annoyed with them, and she's like, "You
don't blame her for getting annoyed."
On the wrong things. Yeah, I don't either, because they're focusing on the wrong thing. So it's not this one; it's one after this, but we're getting closer. So maybe chat, you can keep looking, because I would like to hear her judgment. It's the one where she actually rules on it. Like this one got continued because they got to the end of it, and it got continued to another day, and so that's the day we need, I think, the continuation. All right, so let's go back over to what happened to Shara's thing. I have too many tabs open. So many tabs. Dang it. Where did it go?
So many tabs.
So many tabs. Stop singing Christmas music. It's the last week of summer. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Oh, yeah, the kids are like, oh no. I might to hell with this summer crap, man. I'm ready for some fall.
I'm not. I usually am, but I've really enjoyed, like, sunning myself. I don't know. I'm like, winter in New York is so long and fall is so short. I love autumn. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful in New York, but it's so short. We go directly from peak October weekend colors to blizzards. The blizzards begin in November. Okay. Like and then it doesn't stop until the end of May, and I'm just, it's gonna be.
I know we get blizzards here too, like 1/10 of an inch of snow. I mean, it's terrible.
Shut up. Up. This is just, it's brutal. I'm not looking. I love winter. I do. I like the cold and the snow. It's beautiful, but I would like to have summer for like another 2 months, and then I would be great. I would feel good about that. Or at least have an earlier spring, but we never get that.
Here it's miserable. It's like, oh God, sinus, you know.
Yeah, it's probably a lot hotter where you are.
Humid. Ugh. The humidity. It's like, oh, well, that 43% humidity is beautiful today. I love it. When I go outside and it feels like I'm breathing heat and water.
Yeah. Yeah. That's tough. I don't like that real humid. That's why we don't live in the South. I don't like that oppressive heat. I'll tell you what, New York summer, if you can ever visit here in the summer, not in the city, go to upstate New York in the summer. It is the most beautiful climate ever. It is blue skies, beautiful breezes, hardly ever gets above 90, and it's usually in the 80s. And the water is nice and cold. Oh, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And we're surrounded by waterfalls and lakes. It's just so good. It reminds me of Hawaii. It's weird because we have so much natural beauty here, and the waterfalls, the hikes in the water. I mean, it's just, we have so many awesome outdoor activities to do, but you can only do it for a very few short months. So that's where I start to get nervous when autumn hits here. I'm like, I mean, it's even nicer here in the summer than it was in Chicago. Chicago was, humid, hot, sticky, 104 for a week. You want to kill you. And that's not how it is here. It's so much nicer, but I'm so much further north than I was in Chicago. That's probably why. We're in a different zone here. I'm closer to Canada than anywhere else. Let's see. Lisa stated because he's the plaintiff and it's a protection order thingy. Oh my God, the legal terminology is stunning.
Is that like totally a protection order?
Totally. It's like a protection order thingy.
That makes her actually sound smarter when I do that. That's the saddest thing because, she's God. I mean, this stupid seeps through the screen. It's amazing. I've heard very few people in my life where you're like, yeah, that person's pretty fucking stupid. You can tell just by listening. They don't even have to listen to what they're talking about. You can just hear it, feel it. Amazing.
It's a protection order thingy, and they have to believe him. I don't know. Something changed here. I don't know. John, you want to read John? You can read John.
So when they're talking about the protection order thingy, she's trying to tell them about, when you're carrying a case forward, and they're talking about, giving the plaintiff the benefit of the doubt, seeing if the case can go forward, believing him. She has no way to articulate even basic case fundamentals. That's what blows my mind. I mean, we're talking about the most basic ideas. That's why motions to dismiss. How do you look at it? What are you going to decide? What's it based on? Where this is where it comes from. And again, you can't even articulate that. But anyway.
You want to read John? And I'll read Lisa.
It might have been. I don't even know how to do that, John. Am I drunk? Allegedly. I thought he was broadcasting from the porta potty at first. The way I found out it wasn't is because he set the camera on the ground and they were like, "Oh well, you disappeared, John." He's like, "Well, we're gonna take you in the porta potty." It's like, thank God.
Thank God.
It might have been Volpe getting involved.
Somebody made this judge in Ohio open their eyes a little bit. Is Miss Lee suggesting ex parte communications?
They have been talking about that repeatedly, ex parte communication. So they're saying that's something that I think we really need to see if we can find more about. I made a note for it. because we've already had Lips say that she contacted them. And Volpe, how many people actually contacted that court? And has that been noted to the lawyers?
Yeah, now, if anybody did contact the judge directly, that should have been forwarded on to both sets of
Yes.
lawyers.
Yes.
So
I
think what this is,
said
I
she did.
think that would have happened if that judge had gotten anything, because she's such a stickler that I can't imagine she wouldn't do the right thing. But here's the thing. I think what they're talking about is they actually believe that just Volmit's ridiculous, stupid
No,
screeds.
I don't think that's what that is. I think they're
I do. I
talking
think
about
they.
ex parte communication.
But if they did, though, the judge would have forwarded that on to
Really?
Jeremy's
Are
lawyers.
we sure about that? Because again,
Yes.
I'm pretty damn sure that Lips made contact. I am pretty damn sure that happened. They are very adamant that happened in the protective
Well, if
order.
then Jeremy's lawyers in Ohio need to request from the court any communications mentioning
Yeah,
their
that's what I'm saying.
client.
They need to, they need to know this is being stated publicly that there was communication. Has that indeed happened? And if it hasn't, then that's a good call out. And if it has, I mean, again, if they've they're talking about, they've said this in different live streams lately too. They're talking about how they poisoned the well, as it were, in Ohio. That was part of the plan. Part of the plan wasn't just to open up some kind of litigation in Ohio. It was to poison that courtroom so they could continue doing whatever they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what they're talking about here. I think they do believe like what you're talking about there. I think they very much do believe that these stupid ass articles have somehow had some kind of impact. But
well,
I don't
that's
think
what they were
that's about.
saying. That's what they were saying.
Yeah, I don't think that's what they're talking about there. I think they're talking about ex parte communications. I think Shira's
I
right
would
in
like
that.
I would like to believe, though, that the judge would have done the right thing, because she seems like a good judge.
I know for a fact that Lips did contact at least one court. That's for sure. Know it for a fact. Like 100% know that. And I believe that she contacted other courts too.
Huh. Well, if she contacted the federal court in Florida, then he also made a mistake if he didn't forward it on to
Indeed.
Randy.
I mean, well, we're just supposed to pretend like that she shoved her freaking case into the Florida stuff, and the judge is like, nothing happened. They start referring to this fucking case in filings, and the judge acts like nothing happened whatsoever. I mean, these are problems,
Yeah, that is a problem, and I would like to know the answer to that. All right, anyway, let's go back over to this. John Cook disappears from the camera view briefly and then returns. All right, this is you. John Cook stated.
Oh, God. Yeah. Well, I didn't figure you needed to see inside the porta potty. You really did say that. I was like, thank you, Lord.
As
really
Cook
didn't mean
shows a video tour of the fence and exits his property, he's instructed by Lisa Lee to approach a tree on the famous YouTuber Jeremy Hales' property. Lisa Lee stated, "Go right, John, go right. See that dark pole? That tree or whatever? That's where Germ is, on that pole on the right. I believe it's a 360, right, John?"
Wanted to see his dark pole. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Man, he's like,
John
yep.
Cook reply, yep. John, can that camera see over that?
No, you can't see. Look at how smug that piece of shit is, too.
Good Lord. As he enters back onto his property, Cook tells his two small dogs in a scolding tone,
"Get in there, you rats."
Oh no, not animal abuse. John Cook's two small dogs and Lisa Lee public relations picture from the internet, redacted for fair use, In a news story. That's not a picture of Lisa Lee. I don't know whose picture that is, but that's some kind of AI amalgamation of something.
That's
Someone.
definitely not.
Look at that neck. Like, what the hell is going on? Is it stretched? Is the whole thing stretched and slimmed, like squeezed in? It's weird.
That's definitely not her. Whatever.
I've got a question for you, Lisa. Isn't it illegal to set a camera on somebody else's home?
Oh, yeah, great. Keep asking her legal questions. That's a great idea. Lisa Lee replies, there's several different statutes that fall under, you have to prove he's stalking. You're allowed to have surveillance on your property as far as your property line goes. False. By the way,
I was just saying, you got to put a camera up there to protect the junk.
Oh God. I covered a case in Levy County, the exact same county, a bad neighbor fight, neighbor wars, we called it. Jeff and I covered it. The Gosney v. Griffith case. If you guys haven't watched that, go to Jeff's channel and look for Neighbor Wars. Go on my channel, look for Neighbor Wars playlist, because Jeff and I covered that whole trial. Same judge, Judge Grudge, and same lawyer. Randy Shockett was the lawyer, and he was up against, I think Silverman was there at one point, but then they got another one, so it was a different lawyer. But I could be wrong. Anyway, it doesn't matter. In that case, Randy Shockett's client had cameras, like 8 of them, facing his neighbor's house. Yes, Richard remembers. That's the blam, blam, blam.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the blam, blam, blam case where one of them, Gosney, had like 8 cameras all around his house pointing at his neighbors, and he could see his neighbor's backyard and everything. And the neighbors would do things like moon the cameras and scream at the cameras and do all sorts of crazy things, shoot at the cameras. That's from the blam, blam, blam. And the cameras were never the problem. And by the way, the guy who shot at them is the one who ended up in jail. The guy who pulled the gun on his neighbor was the other one, Griffith. He went to jail for a year for that. And there is no law that says you cannot put cameras everywhere on your house and facing out from your house. You can do that. It's up to your neighbor to block the view of the camera if they want to. So they have to build a privacy fence or grow tall trees or whatever it is. If they don't want your camera in their stuff, they have to do something about it. It's not up to you to do it. And that is the law, period.
Ooh, this is good. Somebody sent over part of the protective order.
Audio copy goes, Gosney v. Griffiths, best bingo ever. You're right, it was. We had blam, blam, blam. We had motherfucker. Because this guy is like the only 2 words he knew. He was always screaming at the camera. Come on out here, motherfucker. You dumb motherfucker. It was so funny. You guys, if you haven't seen, there was so much video surveillance that we played. Oh God, it was so funny. It was one of the best Florida man cases I've ever seen, ever in my whole life. I get sad thinking about it. I miss Jeff. Oh man. What were you pulling up, Tug?
There's some protective order items that are.
Let me see. Wait, I got Streamyard is so stupid. I got to pull this down before I can put this up. And that's annoying.
This is lovely there. So you see again, you see the respondents there. And so respondent shall stay away from petitioner. It notes it's a distance thing, as we talk about, and named there shall not be present within 500 feet or 10 feet while on owned property. So again, that was the caveat there with the property of protected persons. So, and when they say that, wherever those protected persons may be found, or any place respondent knows or should know that the protected persons are likely to be, even with permission from said protected person. So, I mean, it's not just where they're found. You've got to go and you've got to think about situations where if these people are likely to be there, you don't need to be there. So that's again, it makes it clear. If respondent accidentally comes in contact with protected person in a public or private place, must depart immediately. They have to leave. I mean, it is that it on public or private roads, highways, thoroughfares. So the bullshit about being on the road does not matter at all. That's why they run into the problem with the violation, because they did not want to give ground. They wanted to stand and be obstinate because John Cook is a moron. He is such a fucking moron. If he would have given ground and he would have said, yeah, I'm trying to get out of the road. See, the way they tried to play it up was mean old Jeremy Hales. He pops in, he's driving down the road. John sees him and he immediately tries to give away. No, that's not what happened. It's not. In fact, Michelle Preston and John Cook are the ones that ruined their case on it. We see that in the summary for the protective order.
Steve says, Tug, stop insulting morons. How dare you?
That is true. It's another level of it. But I love that. Respondent also shall not initiate or have any contact with protected persons named in the order, and the residence, businesses, place of employment, school, daycares, etc., etc. That includes, it says all these other things, and it notes, or communications by any other means or through another party or person. So when they're talking shit and John Cook is relaying his messages through Fatso, I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. That's still John Cook, or that's still Lynette Preston speaking. It's stated specifically they cannot go in and they can't get third parties to do that.
Nope.
They have 100%.
And it looks like Rogue has found the video. So let's see. Let me scroll down in the transcript because I do want to hear the judge say this to refresh everybody's memory of what the judge has actually said.
This is good.
All right.
Too.
Go ahead. Keep reading. I'm gonna
check this out. I want to put this on the screen. So
go ahead. You can do it.
Here. I will. So this is very important. Notice the stuff that's in red here. Check this out. This protection order is enforceable in all counties in Ohio and 50 states, the District of Columbia, tribal lands. So even on tribal lands, it matters, which is a big deal. You know, a lot of things fall off on tribal lands. This does not. U.S. territories pursuant to state law and the Violence Against Women Act. So it is very clear when they sign off on it that it's enforceable. It's not because of anything else. It's because that's the law. That's how protective orders work. They are enforceable
it says right there.
Everywhere.
All 50 states. I mean, what can you read? I know you guys can.
No.
No, they cannot. I know, Rogue Mama, you're right. Blam, blam, blam needs to be a button. I'm going to have to do it. I have it in here somewhere. I may have to play that video for you guys because it's so funny. All right, we have it.
All right.
We have the Ohio judge issuing her order. Here we go. I'll put this up there. It would be right around here.
Yes, I was just looking here and seeing when my court date here is with him. Okay.
Crook never had a Florida court date with me whatsoever. Now he does now because I'm suing him in federal courts for extortion, for defamation, for perjury. The list kind of goes on and on. You can get the feel of it. He's never, ever had anything in Florida against me for court. Lynette ran to the courthouse after we got our civil protection orders to try and get an injunction, but it has absolutely nothing to do with Crook.
Okay. And I will also reiterate that this court is going to take this matter under consideration. There was an ex parte order that was issued. That ex parte order remains in full effect until this court makes any further order. So what that means, Mr. Cook, is you should have no contact in any way with Mr. Hales or the protected party, which is, you understand that?
I don't have any contact with him.
You can just say yes.
Yes.
Okay. That concludes this hearing. The court will hold this matter until after that briefing schedule, and then we'll make a determination based on the testimony and evidence that's been presented. Thank you all for your time.
Yep, Your Honor.
Thank you. Take care.
The judge did grant
All
civil
right.
protection orders, permanent civil protection orders.
So you are to have nothing to do with him. You are not to talk to him. You're not to contact him. You're not allowed to do any of that.
How could that be any clearer? You know, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. And and then the order came out, and then the order is even more explicit. The order is like, you have to leave a place if they're there. If if you even think they might be there, use some planning, plan ahead. Like if you know he goes to the town hall meeting every time there is one, I guess you can't go.
Yep. I mean, again, he talks about his rights being taken away. No, you violated the law. You went out, you did these jacked up things, which you keep doing, by the way. Again, they whine and cry about his coverage because y'all never stop. You know, we have content backed up probably for fucking 2 more months. We haven't even touched yet. So, my God.
Just Jay. So that basically means to contact him? Yeah, that's how
congratulations, by the way, to Jay. I hear he's getting married. That's amazing.
Oh, I have been asked to be in the wedding.
Yeah, I may offer my services as a licensed. Oh my God, would that make it legit?
I think it might. You better not do any. You better
We
not do
should.
the ceremony.
Oh yeah, we'll do that then. Yeah,
'Cause that'll make it
sounds like a great
legal.
idea. Yeah, that makes it legal. That's perfect. You know?
Oh my gosh. All right, we're almost done with this. Let's get through it. Let's see. So those cameras catch
Wait,
whoever.
did you hear? Wait, did you hear? Did you hear Fatty like throwing a fit about that? By the way, like with Jay, he's marrying a dog. He's marrying a dog. It's
They
like
can't be serious. They're also
you-
saying that she's marrying him for a visa, and it's like, this is a joke, right? Like,
I was just like, you do know that that's not really a dog, right? I mean, you do realize, like, I mean, all jokes
You know that
aside,
that's a person, right?
oh my God.
I don't think they understand humor, though. I mean,
No, they don't, man. I mean, it was. I don't think that was. I think that was rage, just adulterated rage pouring out because they hate Miyagi. They fucking hate Miyagi.
I know they really do. Video get so the cameras catch whoever comes in and out of John and Michelle's property. Isn't there a law about filming children without parents' permission? Lisa Lee replies, yes.
No.
Well,
they're
that
not
depends.
in
Are you?
public.
Is it in public? Because in public, there's a law. It says you have no expectation of privacy, and that includes your kids. Now, if someone were to film your kid, though, in public and then want to use it for commercial purposes, that is not allowed without signed permission. But simply filming your child on a street in public, you can do that. It's no expectation of privacy, and if you
Well-
want total privacy, don't leave your house.
As I can't remember who brought it up, Rogue or I can't remember who said it, but they were like, if all of this is a problem, if you can't do all of this, then every Ring doorbell owner is screwed, right? Because
Right.
you're filming the public, you're filming off your property too. Like my Ring doorbell picks up outside of my property.
My Ring doorbell, I can see my neighbor's driveway, my neighbor's door. Like I can see anybody coming and going. Yeah.
I have cameras that round my house. Now, with my neighbor, I actually get along with my neighbors. It's very strange.
I do.
like my
Too. I
neighbors.
don't have one neighbor that would say anything nasty about me.
No, I like that. I like the ones that are side by side. In fact, with camera coverage, they're happy to have. I don't point a camera to certain places because we talked about it. In fact, that was my own thing, but it's because I like them. If I had a problem with them, I would be pointing cameras right at their fucking front door and everything else, But
Right.
instead, I had one guy. Oh, it was so funny. So I had one neighbor that had law enforcement come out, and they had gotten the wrong home. They had come to the wrong house for a domestic or something. I can't remember exactly what. So they ended up arresting the homeowner, it was a big nasty deal, right? They came up, they woke the homeowner up. The homeowner is pissed off, of course, does not come out. They can't come out of their home anyway, which is
Oh,
fucking
geez.
illegal. That's a Fourth Amendment problem, because
Yeah.
you're home, no warrant. He didn't come outside. He didn't step onto the on what do they call it? The curtilage. He didn't step outside of the door frame, so he's still inside. He's protected. They opened his door. But anyway, my camera picked it all up. So they ended up dropping all their charges. Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
boy.
sometimes those cameras, they were like, hell yes. They were
These
very
people
happy
don't
about it.
understand the difference between expectation of privacy and where that is. But a public street, anything that's in public, you do not have an expectation of privacy. Therefore, filming is completely legal. And you could walk around all day with a GoPro on, and nothing you're filming out in public is against the law. And that's why it really pisses me off when I see these police videos, where police are telling bystanders to shut their cameras off during a police stop. You can film police. You are allowed to film police, and they cannot tell you to stop.
In Tennessee, they managed to push the distance, though. I thought that was such garbage. Now you have to remain outside 25 feet away.
It's all right. I got Zoom. Everybody's
25
got
feet, though? Yeah, but unfortunately,
they don't want you to
like,
be able to hear
angle-wise,
them.
No, they don't want you to also be able to watch them bouncing somebody's head off the pavement, or
Yeah, I don't
They
think they
want you
should be able to
seeing
do
that
that.
stuff.
That's garbage. But I mean, also,
10
it's
feet
just
is typically, like most places, 10 feet.
exactly 10 feet is far enough. Lori, thank you so much for the huge $100 super chat. Says date night with Mr. Fox. You know what? We have one coming up. We're actually decided to go on a little weekend getaway for our 25th anniversary, which we didn't really do anything for yet other than dinner. So I will put it towards the fund. I appreciate that. We're going to go to, I think we're going to go to one of the Finger Lakes I haven't seen yet. And we're going to go stay in Ithaca, I think, for a little while. It's going to be fun. I've never been there. So I hear they have good restaurants there, which would be terrific because I have not found any good restaurants anywhere near Rochester, New York. Let me tell you. Okay. We have a real restaurant problem here. I miss the food in Chicago. That's the only thing I miss is the food and family, of course. But all right. So they're asking about filming children without parents' permission. And Lisa says, yes. And the video guest says, hasn't Jeremy violated that about a dozen times? Lisa Lee, yes. And then Shara says, no, Jeremy Hales has never filmed the child. I've actually never seen a video of Jeremy's that had her child in it. So I can confirm I've never seen one. I don't think he's ever put one on his channel. So they're always saying that she's being filmed, but I've never seen any evidence of it. If he does have any, he's never made it public to my knowledge. That evidence needs to be brought into the court so he can get arrested. Well, where is that evidence? Is there any?
Hey, you were talking about 10 codes, by the way, earlier. I
Yeah.
know this is late, but still, somebody sent over the link to Sumter County for their radio codes. And yeah, the 1050 is, of course. I mean, I think we've established that, but still,
It's
it
a
is
crash?
it's a vehicle accident. So
Oh,
thank
good.
you. to the person
Awesome.
that
Thank
sent that
you for
over.
sending
Yeah,
this
I mean,
to
that's
County.
their direct link. I thought that was worth bringing up too.
Oh, I'm so glad that I didn't get that wrong. I hate it when I get things wrong, after the fact. It's like, you got to correct it. You correct it, but I just hate getting stuff wrong. So I'm glad to find out that I got it right. Lisa Lee replies, everything that he has done, we can find statutes for, basically. What I'm going to say is under polyflop.
Polyflops.
It's all evidence. That evidence goes to the authorities. They already have a handle on that. Will be available for all the court cases when it's necessary. Oh no, Lisa Lee continues. Bruce has been getting the information out there and he tried to vacate the judge for not paying attention to the things he's saying. Basically, he got the story out there in his motion to vacate that he got summary judgment out there.
That's damage control for Bruce is what that is, because people are turning big time with Bruce and they're asking like, what the fuck has this guy done? You know, again, she came out and said, I'm in a worse spot than I was before. She still thinks Bruce is helping her out, but people are asking about it. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So then somebody says, were you talking about banners that everyone provided? John says yes. Lisa says yes. So if you put them up, do you think that would stop them all? Lisa replies, yes, they won't go over there and film anymore. I'll tell you that much, because they'll be looking at is banners. Why would you think he wouldn't film for his own safety?
It's not
Just
just
because
that,
there's banners.
They took that opportunity to attack their large donor again. So I hope that is something the donor catches on to as well. John Cook and Lisa sit around and talk about the banner thing. And they say the only reason the banner is having happen is because they won't use his specific name, but they say because of a certain donor. Apparently, a certain donor is so powerful that he forced them not to be able to put those up. That's amazing.
Well, and if you think it would stop it, go put them up. You have them, right? People paid for them. You ordered them. Go put them up.
Jeez, put them up, please. I would love to mock every stupid asshole that has one of those up there. Put them up, please. God,
We will mock the shit out of that. It'll be
I will.
great.
I'll mock them. I'll include them in openings. You know, again.
Oh, by the way, TikTok, Legally Lips, TikTok, you have 2 more hours to get your response in to our filing. 2 more hours, Lips.
They're dealing with their with some issues with the case that they wanted to bring. Remember their class action?
Yeah.
Sounds like they're having some problems there.
Well, they're getting sued by everyone in Florida, every bank in Florida, it seems like. And they're getting sued by us. And the deadline for them to respond after the COVID scare or whatever, they asked for 5 days. Well, that day is today, and it ends in 2 hours. And I haven't seen anything hit the docket yet. So, hey, Lips, are you working on that response? Because if you don't, I think that means we're going to win again. Just saying, you got 2 hours. TikTok. I really hope they do respond, though. I'm going to be really pissed off
I've been
if they don't
waiting for
respond.
it.
I am dying to hear this ridiculous bullshit response that they have to this. It's going to be great. Yeah, delay incoming. Post-COVID filing, delay incoming. Yeah, but if they don't do it in the next 2 hours, we're not dealing with Blitho here. We're dealing with a state court judge. So I don't think that it's going to fly.
We're also dealing with people that, again, they have been accused of vexatious litigants and more. They need to. I really want to see how they try to address that. You know, because that's,
and this is in Orange County, by the way, which is very well known. She is very well known there. Let's just put it that way. They know who she is. They know who her husband is. So I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of leeway for her in that courthouse. Just saying. I think she has been a boil on the butt of that courthouse for a long time. Steve points out that they filed their extension request 45 minutes before the deadline. Okay, well, maybe she will do the same. I hope so. I hope to God she files a response, because I am desperate to read it. I was very disappointed that I didn't get to have it for tonight's show. You know what's going to happen? Tug's going to get it.
I hope to see one.
He's going to get it for tomorrow, because she'll upload it at 11:45.
If they do it. I mean, again, they are under siege right now. They're absolutely under siege right now.
Mm-hmm. They're losing both houses. Both houses are being foreclosed on, and they're being sued by a bunch of people. He's being gone after with bar complaints. There are bar complaints being filed. She's getting more bar complaints. I have word about bar complaints being filed against her by her victims. Oh, that's something I haven't spoken to you guys about yet. I am trying to put it together. But I have interviewed 2 of her victims so far in guardianship cases. These are people we have not talked about yet, people you guys have not heard about yet. And there are more than 2. One of them is connected to 2 others, so that's 3, 4. And the stories are absolutely heartbreaking. And I'm just, it's going to take me a bit to get it all together to present it to you, but I'm going to, because I'm going to expose this fraud. This is a person who has made money targeting very vulnerable people and then abandoning them and either screwing up their cases or just ghosting them. So it is unfortunate. Lori, if you want to send something to Tug tonight, you'll have to send it to his PayPal or his Venmo. Is it Venmo, Tug, that you have?
Yeah, I have a PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, actually.
You can drop those in. Why don't you drop those in the chat? So if they want, because Lori's looking for how to send a gift to the girls. All right, let's see. John Cook stated, we just had our 30-second visit from CPS. 30-second visit from CPS the same day with Fish and Game. John, that's bullshit. They don't need to come out there anymore. These people need to stop. It's sick. Stacy replies, unfortunately, it's not going to stop until it goes through the courts and the judge tells them to. That's the problem, right? And John Cook replies, all CPS is they're not really happy right now. Oh, they aren't? Who aren't they happy with? If I were CPS, I wouldn't be happy with the people keeping a kid in a shed.
Right. Exactly. Maybe they should maybe they should prioritize and
yeah.
And again, we say this, no contacting, blah, blah, blah. No contact with people or entities. We are not encouraging that in any way.
Yeah, definitely not. Don't call anyone. You know my rule. Video guest says, can't CPS press charges for a fake report? Lisa Lee replies, yup, they are. They sure are. No, they aren't. That's an absolute, no, they won't. By the way, CPS hardly ever does that. In fact, I'm not sure they do. I think you have to go to the police to report false calls.
It's very difficult.
It's
One
very
thing
difficult.
That really bothered me that I heard them say was that CPS told them who some of the complaints were. They are not supposed to do that at all. You know,
I'm not sure. Do you really think that they did that?
They noted names where they should not have been able to say this person is the one that I think they did.
But the question is, are they just guessing and saying that CPS told them that? Because I would be very shocked if they did. But then again, nothing would shock me in Levy County. John Cook replies, also Marblemouth has been, I love how they take the nickname that people were calling Lisa and now they're trying they're trying to turn it, because I watched So You Don't Have to used to call her Marblemouth. And now they're calling Georgie that, which makes no sense because Georgie speaks very clearly. Also, Marblemouth has been turned over to them too because she's inciting it. Now, I heard the live stream that they're talking about, that they're twisting and lying about. I heard it, and they misrepresented what she said so drastically. She never said she was going to call them. She said she wanted to protest CPS. And that is absolutely 100% a protected right you could do. You could go protest CPS if you wanted to. There's nothing. We have the right to protest. If you wanted to show up in front of some, a CPS building in some state somewhere and hold a sign and protest them for being, having their heads up their asses, you could do that. And that was what she was saying. She did not tell anyone to call CPS. She said they should be protested against. And I don't disagree with her on that. I don't disagree with her at all. But they have twisted it to make it sound like she's telling the chat to call, which she never did. She never did.
Well, they tried to use, they went to the point, though, that they started trying to blame Georgie and Mr. Coop for every call. Like, that's the insane part. So, whomever, it's an extension of what Preston does with the kid. You know, how they she claims that they've all abused or whatever. Well, this is an extension of that now. CPS calls whoever doesn't agree with them. You're the one that caused that, apparently. And this number, I mean, 32. Do we have proof that they're 32?
Yeah, I don't believe anything they say, honestly. That number keeps wildly varying.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like the Queen. It's like the Queen Elizabeth once famously said, "Recollections may vary." These are not verified numbers by any stretch. So yeah, Georgie, I know you didn't call, and I know you didn't tell people to call because I was listening to that stream and I heard you say it. I heard you say that CPS should be protested against. And I don't disagree with you. I think the whole organization has a whole lot of problems and people ought to keep pressure on them until they do something about it. They need to be investigated. They need to be investigated by, the attorney general of their states, of all the states, not just Florida. Every state in this nation needs to investigate Child Protective Services because they fail way more than they succeed. 80% of the cases that they investigate are unfounded. Do you know what that means? It means that 80% of the parents they encounter are falsely accused of abuse and lose their children into the system for nothing. 80% is way too high of a number, way too high of a failure rate. The people, an organization that has an 80% failure rate should be demolished, destroyed. But I'm willing to say, let's just investigate them all and, figure out how to fix it because yes, abused children do need something, some safe net, but the way they're doing it is terrible. It's not really working. But then again, how many of our government organizations work all that well? They just don't. So anyway, they're talking about faking filing reports. Lisa Lee replies, yep, there's someone right now that they're on top of that case and looking at everything. They're looking at all the calls that came in, where they came from, everything. Oh, it's good to know that CPS is looking into where the calls came from instead of where the kid is sleeping. I wonder if they've done any investigation into where the kid is sleeping and what Lynette Preston has said about the man she lives with and the child's safety. Have they done any of that, or are they just looking into the calls and who they? I don't believe this, though. I think Lisa is a liar, period. John Cook replies, yep. Cook discusses CPS as he inhales multiple early morning hits from his vape pipe live on YouTube. Oh boy, we've got screenshots of him inhaling his vape pipe live on YouTube multiple times. Photo from the internet redacted and used in fair use. John Cook stated, when CPS shows up, they're just shaking their heads. They have come up with such extraordinary, outrageous complaints. Now CPS showed up at the gate. I opened it up for her. I looked at her in the face and I said, what happened? Did a tortoise get ARPed? Why would you even say that? Why would that come to your mind? And it turns out that it was a tortoise bite. CPS said I was close. Lisa Lee replies with a husky laugh. Video guest, I can't believe they keep coming out when it's been false reports. How many times? Lisa Lee replies, Marble Mouth is Georgie. Yeah, because they can't even keep their chat straight on who's Marble Mouth. The chat can't figure it out because, that's what Lisa's nickname was. John Cook replies, I couldn't turn over the information on her. If you got her information, CPS would like it. Send it. Oh, so John Cook is calling for Georgie to be doxxed. Lisa Lee replies, and because she's on Mr. Coop's channel doing it, Mr. Coop gets involved too. No, he hasn't. He said, everybody's an adult and I can't tell adults what to do, but I wouldn't call. And I don't, he doesn't think anybody should call. Lisa Lee replies, or male guest, John, how are you coping? John replies, I cope. Yeah, I'm built different. Lisa Lee replies, I can't even believe that John's contained himself the way he has. Oh boy, if that's containment, I don't want to see him unleashed. Male guest, I can imagine what he was thinking at the time. Oh, that wank is here again. F off, you sickhead. John Cook replies, oh yeah. Lisa Lee replies with husky laughter. Ha 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 ha. Male guest replies, am I close, John? John Cook replies, oh yeah. he couldn't break my composure. Embarrassed, the customers and the customer CPS came to the flea market now? I thought he said they came to the gate. What is he talking about? And the cashiers? The cashier more than anything. Yeah, the look on her face, the complete shock. They came to the flea market? What is he talking about? I'm assuming Tug's gone because I don't hear him. John Cook replies, when I was leaving there, some guy looked at me and goes, who the hell is that asshole? Is he talking about this CPS guy? I don't understand. Did CPS go to the flea market? Guys, what did I miss? During Cook's live YouTube video tour of his property. No, I didn't kick Tug off. He just he probably had to go take care of the girls. His mic is muted. During the tour, he showed us his chicken coop, tortoise enclosure, and his large dog that appeared to be scratched. Uh-oh, we're having Wi-Fi problems. Can you guys hear me? I saw that my screen just refreshed. Looks like the Wi-Fi or my signal is low. There's the dog scratching. Yep. They had 2 different visits.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I figured you had a
raider. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the oldest raider today. So she was like, Dad. I went and I got her some stuff today. I got her a video game today, and she was reporting back about it.
Fleas in Florida are more than just an annoying pest. Florida fleas, why they never go away. If dastardly Florida fleas seem to be ever present, it's because they are. Do fleas cause problems? Florida flea season is year-round. Oh, Shara, the research is great here. Florida does not have the normal season of spring, summer, autumn, and fall. Florida has rainy season, hurricane season, snowbird season, and tourist season. Florida provides many means of transportation for fleas. Maintaining a flea-free home environment, a clean home environment is imperative. And here's some information from the CDC about fleas and how to keep house and chickens free from them. So are those cameras, I wonder, is it all to Germ's phones the minute they leave and follow John and Michelle, or do they get calls John and Michelle left? John Cook replies, probably a notification, just like my cameras. You move, I know it. Oh, really? So you have cameras too.
Yeah, that's the thing. So they have cameras. They record it. And Lisa knows this exactly. I mean, she was using those to third party stalk a guy. So she absolutely knows about that. But apparently when Jeremy has cameras, it's somehow against the law.
Amazing how he tells on himself here. This is just simply amazing.
Oh, that I'm telling you, that freaking, if you haven't watched that, I'll link you to it later. If you don't have a recording of it.
Yeah, no, I don't, but I don't know if I want to see it. I feel like
you do.
I do. But I mean, him like telling on himself is amazing right here. This is absolutely killing me.
He does. Like the whole stream is like that. The stuff that he does, that's why they took it down, because that stream, he gets comfortable. It takes a little while. You can just fly through certain parts. But at a certain point, he gets so comfortable in it that he figures he can do absolutely anything. And again, the host, the person, remember earlier when they're like, he doesn't need to talk about that. And he said, oh, yeah, I just can't talk about the judge. That was the host speaking. So just to note, the host knew it was a problem, but the host.
Yeah, but he just had to keep going. And look at this. And that's how you get a lot of footage on him when he drives by on his tractor. John Cook replies, yeah. So you're stalking him with your cameras.
Yes.
Is that it?
I mean, he's just randomly driving by on a tractor. Whoa, what a monster.
Lisa Lee replies, Germ didn't expect John and Michelle to pop up with all these cameras. Well, so they're breaking the law then, according to you?
Exactly.
John Cook stated, Michelle talked about doing YouTube for the tortoises and if I'd be on it. And I said, if you want me to, I'll help you film for it again. But again, part of the business got destroyed with tortoises. Can I ask you a question? Are you fighting with Lisa? John says, no, I already clarified that when I said it on the page. Male guest, there you go. John's not fighting with Lisa. If I was fighting with her, would I be answering her? John
Yeah, he's too
replied,
stupid to realize like these people stole money. But then again, you know, what does he care?
Or
What
you
does he
be
care if it
John,
fucks
I'll
up a
be the
little
rest
kid?
of these people. You be John.
Okay. All right. So are we at the if you?
We're at,
Is that
yeah.
where- If you knew me, if I was fighting with her, there'd be words going. There's no obscene words flying.
I just wanted the trolls to hear you're not fighting with Lisa. All the bullshit that's going on. It's just garbage.
It's been garbage since the word go. It's gotten worse. You know, it's all content. But I look at it this way. Can you hear the trolls? You hear this? The more he makes, the more I'm gonna take.
Yay! Yay!
Oh my God! Listen to that. He's so toxic. He gave people the virtual clap. Did you catch that? Yeah.
I love this description. Male guest and others clap their hands loudly. Tambourine shake. And multiple guests laugh in agreement with Cook. John Cook declares,
Yeah, I can't wait for the killer suits. That's when it's going to get interesting. Yeah, by the way, John, you
John.
moron, you realize you already burned the suits. Like,
you got
can't
your
have it.
countersuit got dismissed. You dropped it. First, your suit got dismissed, you asshole. There is no countersuit. You
can't
have
bring
no
more.
countersuit.
Like he
No,
thinks
you
they
can't
can bring more
can't.
lawsuits. Yeah, he's been bragging about that lately, and it's like you don't realize that you can
You
only
had a
bring
shot.
so many.
And they screwed it up. Their causes of action were bullshit. And they dropped them. They dismissed them voluntarily. Lisa Lee jumps in stating, oh yeah, so basically what's happening now seems the judge is waiting for everybody to get their motions or their responses in, which because so far it's all motions to dismiss, right? So waiting for Dave to get served, Richard to get served, Ray has a motion, Robbie's going to have a motion, and then Dave and Richard will have motions. So once all the defendants have their motions to dismiss and their reasons why, the judge is going to answer. If he doesn't dismiss the case, it would be quite shocking. John Cook replies, yeah, there you go, bonds. John Cook replies,
I can guarantee I'm filing.
Lisa Lee replies, good for you, John. Because I didn't talk to you about that.
Yeah. See, that's the screw up where he's talking about bonds. That's been their little go-to chant. So you can tell they've all been talking about bonds. They're so fucking stupid, man. And then she's like, "Oh, we actually didn't talk about it, did we? Wink, wink."
This is so stupid. But when that came up and I found that, I was like, holy shit. I told Richard, I said, did you see the statute? He said, yeah, I like that. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's legit. It was like, holy shit. I was like, okay, let's see if this case is still in the works after all these motions to dismiss. I feel bad for, well, no, I don't actually feel bad. It's going to be quite interesting to see what everybody files next.
I still can't figure out why I'm in these two cases. Or the one in Ohio.
Exactly. There are individuals in Ohio. They have no jurisdiction over John whatsoever. I don't believe they have it over Michelle either with an email. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my mom would be in jail for all the letters she sent to presidents then. Yeah, that's a bit different when you're sending things to public officials, as long as you're not threatening their lives.
They are more like roommates.
What? What?
She's answering the chat. She's
We
answering
raise
the
a
chat.
child together. She's my heart. Well, hey, John, why don't you answer? She's you've been accused of more than her heart, let's just say, by the woman that you live with. But hey, I think you're down with the accusations. She says it's okay now though because you stopped drinking. So apparently, everything you were accused of before, we should just ignore because somehow, it's a miracle. Now you're no longer using that substance, according to her.
Honestly, I've got a lot of respect for you, mate.
Then again, we support each other, so we don't see eye to eye. Should I say we don't see eye to eye on something? As I've told Lisa many, many times, I'm in this for Kyle.
Yup.
As I said, she's my heart.
You're her dad, mate.
I want people, they should to the property and take that child out of here. Well, bring your body bags is all I will say.
Nah, bro. You can't say that. We don't want to get more cases on you.
John Cook threatening fucking the authorities and threatening other people.
Threatening everybody.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. I mean, again, I hope the donors, as much they're trying to damage control with John too. They also wanted to maintain this connection because Lisa's figuring this one thing out. She's watching her subscribers. These numbers are diminishing. See, if they're not there in the live, she may get numbers after the fact. When people go back and they're picking up the recording and whatnot, but she's not getting any kind of super chatters out of that. So that's bad. That's bad for her. When she's clocking in barely at 300 viewers, that's it's big time. So she needs this connection with these people. So I want to clear something up. The reason I'm not on Lisa's show is summer hours.
4 minutes later, the channel host, Nat, states, I think we're going to shut it down now, with a quiet tone. John Cook replies,
It's time to say goodbye to all our company, D-I-C-K. Wait, no, it doesn't say M-I-C-K.
Stacy closes the show, and soon after, her video vanishes from her channel. I contacted Lisa Lee and Stacy Nat, the YouTube channel host, for a statement and have not received a response. I will remain open for any statements or corrections they would like to add to this article at any time. Well, damn, Shara.
That was good. That was good, man. You should write more of those, Shara.
I'm glad that you did that for preservation's sake. Because, they like to disappear things and they think that nobody is going to, no one got it. But yeah, we have it.
Oh,
whoops,
yeah, very much so.
I am going to hit super chats. We've been on for over oh my God, it's almost 2.5 hours. I got to get rolling. Are you sticking around or do you have to see to the girls?
God. 1 second here. I noticed, man, Lori sent $150.
Oh, that was sweet, Lori.
It is. I appreciate it too. There's been a lot going on. So,
Yeah.
Been a lot going on, very much so. I talked a little bit about it yesterday. I got an update, by the way. That's why I left for a minute. I actually got a call. You're not supposed to get a call for the first 3 days, but I got one. No, it was okay. It was just one of those moments of, oh my God, I really have been screwing life up, and it's like, yeah, well,
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been crazy. So I'm going to take the girls and, we're going to do a run. I think I was planning for the weekend, but I'm going to take them on a mini run tomorrow. I think they just need to a minute out, I'm going to take them to, get something to eat and do a few
Oh,
other
yeah,
things. And
for
then,
sure.
because
Go take them to get some ice cream.
well, yeah, I'm gonna take them over to a couple of stores. We have we don't have a lot of selection here, but we have a couple of things. So
Kids are
yeah.
satisfied by the littlest things. I'm sure you can
Oh, they
find
like it
Dairy
actually.
Queen or something.
I was shocked. We have we have the Five Below open down here, and in the Five Below, oh my God! Tomorrow, by the way, I will have to show off my amazing property add-ons. Oh man, it is really, really hard, by the way, running a 501c3 rescuing plastic turtles. You have no idea.
I was wondering where you were going with that. I'm like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, I mean, no one has any idea how difficult that is. So I think we'll have to talk about that
Nobody
tomorrow.
knows.
We've had
trouble.
some major renovations on the
Oh,
property. Yes, it's amazing. But
I can't
with
wait to
that,
see them.
well, we've already spent $70 billion on this. It's a
70 billion. Wow, that's a big number.
yeah, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. I mean, if you look like right now, I mean, geez, let me show. I've been putting up the receipts for $70 billion. It's been crazy. I've started it. Yeah. I put up 42 of the 70 billion, and the rest you just take it on faith. So
Yeah,
here's
you just take it on faith.
yeah, I mean, right here. See, you see that? There's 42 of the $70 billion, So there you go. I mean, you just the rest of it, well, I saw
You're just
$20,000
gonna have to
checks.
trust. You're just gonna have to trust you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, what is this big
Mhm.
red button in the corner do? Does it do
Don't
anything?
hit the red button. I'm gonna kick you out of here. That's what I'm gonna do.
How I exit. I tell you the best way to exit is I go up to
The
the
browser,
top
just close the
and close the
browser.
tab. Yes, I
Yeah.
close the tab. That's the way. That's how I avoid it. Because after you had that, I'm paranoid. I'll hit it too. So I started Xing out. But anyway, folks, I appreciate you all. We'll be on tomorrow. If nothing pops off, which it may well, a lot popped off today. We didn't get around to talking about the stupid Dave. Crazy.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. And we still haven't talked about the website accusations
Oh yeah,
against
I know.
all
We
of
didn't
us.
have time to get to that yet, but we
Yeah.
will. We
All
will.
right. But anyway, I'm out of here. Appreciate you folks. See you tomorrow.
All right. Well, good night. All right, everybody. Hang on 1 second, actually. Hold on. I gotta grab something. Hold on. Hang on 1 minute. I need to give you some hold music. Hold on. All right. I am back. All right, let's hit the super chats. And I might just hang on a second. I'm trying to figure something out here. Hold on. For those of you who have stuck around for almost 3 hours now, I know my mouth is not facing the microphone. Hang on. I thought I might turn on the camera. I don't know why this is taking me so long. I'm trying to figure out where my button is. Where's the button? There it is. Hey, everybody. Let's read super chats together, shall we? All right. I'm wearing my Legal Vices sweatshirt. It's finally getting to be sweatshirt weather in New York. All right, where are we at? Nadine Bandura, member for 6 months. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Max Lab, thanks for the buck. Appreciate you too. Sean Poe, member for 12 months. Hey, Megan and Tug, the flat fire here in Central Oregon, 15 miles from our house, 22,000 acres. Prayers up, please. Ugh. I hate to hear that, but please make sure that you pay attention to evacuation orders and don't stick around if it's not safe. Get the heck out. houses can be rebuilt. Rolla, Alice, Robert, thanks for the 5. Trump signed an EO requesting the DOJ investigate cases of burning flags during protests. Burning anything is already an arson, a crime. Not in my backyard. It's not. And if you want to arrest somebody for arson, then arrest them for arson. You don't put special laws on burning American flags. There's enough laws. There's too many laws. I'm against more laws. Mostly I'm against more laws. I'm for, prosecuting the ones we have and getting rid of a lot of the ones we don't need, because that's how you get killdozer, Too many laws. Maybe not. Gifted 10 Megan Fox memberships. Thank you for the memberships and welcome to the Fox Den. That reminds me, oh my gosh, it is the end of August and I have 5 more memberships to give away. Hold please while I get into the live stream from the other side and give them away. How do I do it? Oh yeah, right here. Membership gifting. All right, get ready for it. I'm sending 5 memberships right now. Let's see who got them. And Bonnie Walker, Doreen Miller, John Naylor, Girin, and L. Hutch. You guys all got the last 5 memberships for the month of August, and we'll do it again in September. Looking forward to September, by the way. Starting next week, I will be covering the Carrie Timms trial. The footage is out. The trial is over. This is a medical kidnapping trial in Georgia. I covered it. It's another one like the Hernandez case. I covered it on this channel. They have been found not guilty, thank God. But now the trial footage is available and I hear that it is fire. So we are going to go over it. I'm going to have special guest Carrie Timms and maybe her husband will stop by. I'm not sure. But Carrie will be here on most of the days to watch the trial with us and answer any questions that you guys have. I believe that I'm starting that on, God, my hair is so floofy today. Really is very floofy. I'm going to be doing like 2 hours a day. Monday through Wednesday of next week. And then Thursday, Friday, I'll probably take the days off because I have family coming in. And then because my sister will be here, if she wants to sit on a live stream for 2 hours and watch some of this, maybe we'll do that because Steph will be here. And we're going to do, and then start the next week after that, I'll be doing it Monday through Friday until we get through the whole thing. So stay tuned for that because it's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. And I hope that you'll be here with me. I know it's another case. You'll get a taste. Those of you who joined me for What the Hales, you'll get a taste of what we normally do on this channel. I cover trials, especially trials that involve CPS, bad behavior and medical kidnappings, children's hospitals, and what do we call those? Child abuse pediatricians. Yeah, like the Maya Kowalski case. So this is going to be pretty much like the Maya Kowalski case, and you guys are going to like it. So tune in for that starting next week. James C. Miles, thanks for the Canadian 10, my Canadian cousins. I love you very much. E. Poindexter became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den. It's weird here, but you'll get used to it. And Rinky's Carnage Crew, thanks for the 10. I think burning the flag is a major disgrace, but I respect the right of people to burn it. And free speech, if you give up comfort for liberty, you deserve neither. I hear you. I don't like it either, but I agree with you. I say, if you don't like something, ignore it. Change the channel, move on, don't look. That's the right answer. Wizzy Wheels, thanks for the 5. Because really, what damage, what harm does it do to you if somebody burns an American flag? Honestly, it does nothing to us. There's no harm and no damage. People should be allowed to protest like that because that's protesting that does no damage. They had to buy the flag. If you set somebody else's flag on fire, well, that's theft. But if you buy a flag and then you set it on fire, it does not destroy my love of the flag in any way. It doesn't harm me, doesn't hurt me, and the government certainly shouldn't get involved in that. Wheezy Wheels, thanks for the 5. Here in the UK, it's frowned upon to fly the Union Jack or St. George's Cross at the moment as minorities think it's offensive. Go figure. Well, that's where we get into a problem. You start making laws about flags and stuff. You don't know what slippery slope you're on. Teresa, Minnesota, thanks for the 10. If a flag from the 1940s can fly, I can protest with ours. Yeah, Lisa Carper, thanks for the 5. Soldiers provide the flag the ability to rise from the ashes to envelop and protect even those who would see it destroyed. What stronger symbol? Yeah. Planet Lupa, thanks for the 11. I prefer someone who burns the flag, then wraps themselves up in the Constitution over someone who burns the Constitution and wraps themselves up in the flag. Molly Ivitz, this is so, so true. Here's something that this comment made me think of, is that there is nothing in the Constitution that says one must not burn the flag. But soldiers do take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution. That is something that is worth defending. But a flag is just a piece of fabric. A flag is not your country. And it's like getting upset with your kid for wanting to dye their hair. It's just hair. It'll grow back. You can buy another one. You can wear a wig. It's just a flag. The Constitution is the thing that cannot be disgraced. The Constitution is the thing we need to hold on to. And the Constitution does not support jailing people for protesting by burning a piece of fabric, period. And it won't stand up in any constitutional review. It won't. It won't. And that's the thing we need to worry about, protecting the Constitution. Patricia Cerny, thanks for the 20. It's the respected way to destroy tattered ones. That's right. There is a way to burn when you get rid of a tattered flag, you have to cut the stripes and then you lay those on a fire in a certain way. And there's a whole way to do it. So actually burning a flag, it just depends. So what we're saying is it's the intent behind the burning that causes you to go to jail. That there's something wrong here. You burn a flag respectfully to retire it. But if you burn a flag because you're angry, you go to jail? Come on. No. The Undertaker, thanks for the 2 for Lake County, Florida. 1050 is a traffic stop. No, well, Lake County. But for Sumter, it's a crash. We had that verified. Emmy, thanks for the 2. Long form comment. And Bunsen Rockenstone, member for 9 months. Thanks, buddy. She's giving him shit. Thanks, buddy. Cunning Linguist, member for 11 months. Megan, the crash was the night before, and long form was the report he had to take. But there's also a crash on the log that was happening right then, because that's like dispatch. So maybe there was a crash before, and that's the one he was talking about. But I think we've already verified what a 1050 is. Rob Pate, thanks for the 10. Watched Jeremy's video today, reading between the lines. 3 fat guys buying expensive electronics to watch, play very disgusting slasher and or whatever videos and games that also include animals and kids. Maybe. Listen, here's what I have to say about this. So Lisa's throwing a fit. She's throwing a fit about Jeremy interviewing or having a PI interview one of Dave's neighbors and what Dave's neighbor said about him, which was that she heard all kinds of disturbing things coming from there, screaming, begging for people to stop, kids crying, all of that sort of thing. And some stuff about animals. I mean, it doesn't sound good. But again, Lisa's throwing a fit, and she's saying that this woman, or whoever it is, this neighbor, she's saying it's a woman. I don't know. I have the transcript, right? And she's saying that this person is crazy and that she can't be believed or whatever. Well, that's interesting to me, because you're talking about someone who has an entire YouTube channel dedicated to the rantings of another woman that some people have called crazy. And yet she stands behind her story as her truth. It's Lynette's truth. It's Lynette's telling her truth. Well, the argument could be made that Dave's neighbor is telling her truth. It's her experience. That's what she heard. Now, I don't know if it's true. I don't know what's true about it, other than it's true to her. And those are the things she says she's heard or seen. So why is her story, why is her truth any less believable than Lynette's truth? It's a valid question. Pantha AUS, thanks for the 5. Megan, I Googled it. 1050 is what you're saying. An accident. Don Hall, thanks for the 10. The cops were talking about the male cop taking a crash call the night before while somebody else took the server parked car. possible. Shelby will talk. Thanks for the 5. There was a car crash in the cop video. The guy said I would rather have taken the crash. Yeah, we looked into that. Didn't say he said he would rather have taken it. I didn't get that off of that. Teresa Finn, writer chick, member for 11 months. Love my Fox Den. Family just busted out of the hospital. Oh, good. I'm so glad. And already being the stubborn, feisty redhead and overdoing it. So I'm headed to bed. Love you. We love you too, Teresa. Glad you're feeling better. Slug Entertainment, thanks for the 5. The shirt design is done. Your favorite YouTubers fans recognize me. Yeah, so Slug tells me today that some of you people have visited him at work and asked him if he's the Slug that's been on my channel. And I said, it's interesting to me, Slug, that you get recognized in the wild by my fans, yet I don't. How is this a thing? Although it's good. I don't want to be recognized. That would freak me out. It really would. SF, thanks to the 2. Happy birthday to my mother. Oh, happy birthday, Mom. Let's play you a birthday song.
Happy birthday from both of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
Max Lab, thanks for the 2. Lips has failed to respond to the lawsuit. Well, not yet. She has an hour, midnight. So if she doesn't respond by midnight, then she has failed. But she has until midnight. And she has a habit of turning things in last minute. Slow moving giant. I've starred this because it was so funny. It was when I was talking about, is it safe to read this? Because of the dogs comment. John Wick enters the chat. Are the dogs okay? Yes. Have a nice day. Just J Hip, thanks to the 5. There will be no views of Jeremy's poll during this live stream. That is correct. No views at all of Jeremy's poll. Not doing that here. Jameson 2012, thanks for the 2. Now just the super tits is needed. Just J Hip, thanks to the 5. Lisa wanted a video of Jeremy's poll while she was sitting on her vibrator chair. I don't think I can stomach this. I thought this was a family show. ADHD2, Dukes, Lady Badger, thanks to the 2. OMG, I thought you were saying hole, not pole. Oh my God, chat. What is happening tonight? Georgie's Life Unfiltered, thanks to the 5. According to the head flea, I'm now personally responsible for a 33rd visit by CPS. LMAO, I did not call CPS. I believe you. I heard the stream that they're complaining about, and that's not what was said. E. Poindexter, thanks to the 5. Poles, balls, blue tape. Someone better break out the safe word quick. Mostly harmless fuzzball, thanks to the 2. I only listen to one Canadian about U.S. law. Me too. We love our uncle. Helen Stackhouse, thanks to the 5. We have Humpty Dumpty ketchup chips here in Maine, and I love them. Lori Nutzel, thanks to the huge 50. Sorry, I've been MIA, been dealing with cancer crap. Had biopsies today. Hugs all. Lori, I'm so sorry to hear that, and I hope that everything goes well. Please let me know. Let me know that you're doing okay. And Lori Netzel gifted 10 Megan Fox memberships. Welcome to the Fox Den, all 10 of you. I hope you can stomach it because it's weird here. There's a lot of talk about polls and super tits. I don't know if you can handle it, but it's too late now because you're in. Rozilla's Realm, thanks for the 5. Where was Tug when the active shooter alarm went off? What active shooter alarm? Was there one in Tennessee? I don't know. You know, he's been dealing with so much stuff personally that I doubt he'd even notice that was happening right now. You know, he told you guys, you know what's going on. So I think he's just trying to get through one day after the next. MS Coast Life, thanks for the 2. Gerbils and Jay Crook would worry me. Star Ash, remember for 2 months. Megan Rogue Mama found it. Yes, she did. Thank you so much. Lori Netzel, thanks for the another 50. So blessed that you both are covering the truth. Well, it's what I love to do, and I sure appreciate that you're here. And Lori, again, sent another 100. Unbelievable, Lori. You're so sweet. Date night with Mr. Fox, and we'll definitely use that. People Watcher, remember for a month. Best restaurant that I've ever been to in Ithaca is the Boatyard. I'm writing that down. The Boatyard. I'll have to check it out. I'll let you know what I think. Thank you for that recommendation. Just J Hip, thanks for the 10. So Fleesa is back to saying my fiance Miyagi is a lesbian again. I suggest she keep my future wife's name out your effing mouth. Will Smith slap incoming. Go off, Jay. Debbie Baker, thanks for the huge 50. I just wanted to tell J Hip how much I love him. Well, I'm sure he feels the love from the 50 you sent me. Love you, Debbie. Denise Ricard, thanks for the Canadian 10. Hi, Megan. A little something to contribute to all the work you're doing. Great job. Hi, Tug. Love you both. Well, we love you too, and I appreciate that. Ridgecrest 77, thanks for the 2. Burn your own flag, not stolen off of others. I agree with that. Should never steal somebody else's flag to burn it. If you're going to burn a flag, you should buy it yourself. Definitely. If you take someone else's flag and light it on fire, what's that song? My something and your grandma sitting by the fire. My grandma says to your grandma, I'm going to set your flag on fire. Don't do that. Don't set someone else's flag on fire. That would be very bad. Aussie Wombat, member for 11 months. Megan, Tug needs a wrench. Why doesn't he have one? Does he really not have a wrench? Seriously? Well, I can't fix it now because he's not here, but I will fix it next time. You know why? He never comments in my channel. That's why. He never, ever comments in the channel. That's probably why. I've literally never seen him in my chat. Rozilla's Realm, thanks for the 2. Megan trying to get laid here. That's funny. Rozilla's Realm, thanks for the 2. Megan's trying to get laid again. I don't know. I do miss the lays from Hawaii, though. My favorite ones are the white ginger. Oh my God, you've never smelled anything like it. Never, ever. And then I gifted 5 memberships, so I don't need to thank myself. Debbie Baker gifted 5 Megan Fox memberships. Thank you, Debbie. Welcome to the Fox Den, all 5 of you. Mr. Coop, thanks for the 5. Queen Megan rules the YouTube underworld. You rock, girly girl. Well, so do you, Mr. Coop, and thanks for being here. Let's get over to super tips because I'm sure that there are some. How do I find them? I have too many windows open. There we go. Oh, we have one more. Okay. Lori Netzel again. Thanks for the 10. I appreciate you, Lori.
John is an idiot. He's not an idiot.
It didn't play. Why didn't it play? Let's try that again.
John is an idiot. He's not an idiot.
Heck? Oh, I know why. It's OBS. Hold on. I have to do screen plus camera. Maybe? Is it screen plus camera? Well, let's go back to icon. That'll make it play. All right. Now it'll work, I think.
John is an idiot. He's not an idiot.
Somebody else was like, the dogs died. The dogs didn't die. It was so funny. Oh, you heard it? You heard it, but I couldn't hear it. That's weird. Huh. I'll have to figure that out later. I don't know. You heard it 3 times. Huh. There must be, I must not have it. I don't know. I can't figure out an OBS problem right now. That's not even going to happen. I didn't hear it. I don't hear it unless I have it turned to my other screen. All right. Anyway, so make sure that you are looking forward to the new trial, the Carrie Timms trial, Carrie and Brady Timms. I'm going to be doing their trial next week. And I would really love it if all of you showed up for this. This is a really important case. It sheds light on what is happening with Georgia CPS. It is a nightmare with medical kidnappings, with child abuse pediatricians overstepping their roles and accusing parents with medically fragile children of child abuse and ruining the lives and childhoods of multiple families in Georgia. I have covered 3 or 4 of them. And all of these parents have been exonerated in a court of law. And we have prosecutors who took these cases on with no basis to do so. They should never have been brought. Charges should never have been brought. And so this case is going to be really, really good to get an inside look into how the system works and how CPS doesn't do its job and how the cops didn't do their job and the child abuse pediatricians aren't doing their jobs. I'm having a raid of some kind, so I'm going to turn the camera off for a second just in case we have kids. All right, oh, yep, it's a hangry raid. Okay. Why are you still wearing your swimsuit? You should probably take that off. It's off. It's off. Grab a shirt. and change into your jammies, okay? And brush teeth and then put your retainer in. Okay. All right. All right, guys, I'm out of here, and I'm going to leave you with the Levy County Shuffle, which will give you the blam, blam, blam video that we were talking about because it's so funny. You're going to love it. Good night, everybody. This is another bad neighbor case.
If you thought the What the Hales was bad, this is equally, if not worse.
If you move into Florida, there's some things you gotta know. It's not all sun and sand, there's a place you just can't go. When that 3 is off the charts, the neighbors are a fighting. You can't get any peace or quiet. They're screaming day and night in Levy County. Oh yeah, it's a criminal bounty. Oh yeah, call the sheriff, he can't help you, and the judge will try and fight you. Ain't no way to live the good life down there in Levy County.
Come on, mother. I'll kick your teeth right through the back of your god. Go.
There's a woman with some turtles who screams and yells all day. They're all sick and in need of shelter, but the fishing game says it's okay. She's got a kid that ain't hers and she's locked her in a shed. But CPS don't care about nothing, even slaps around the head in Levy County.
Have anxiety over the roof.
It's a criminal bounty. Oh yeah.
Go away from
Call
the window.
sheriff, he can't help you, and the judge will try and fight you. Ain't no way to love your neighbor down there in Levy County.
Same judge.
My child just fell down.
Same lawyer.
Same lawyer. Randall Shockett is the lawyer for the Gosney family.
There's a man who hates his neighbors from the day that they moved in. Plays his music all day long. No one can stand the den. He scares the poor old widow who lives across the way as he shouts, "You motherfucker! Don't you look at me that way, Levy County."
I got a goddamn thing in my hand.
Criminal bounty. Oh yeah. Call the sheriff, he can't help you, and the judge will try and fight you. Ain't no way you'd ever catch me down there in Levy County.
Another family falls victim to Judge Grudge.
Okay, so we have here in the circuit of the 8th Judicial Circuit in for Levy County, Florida. Oh, it is Levy County. Holy shit.
Oh, Jesus. There you go. That answered that question in the second line, didn't it?
Careful, you got nails and stuff. Don't go in here.
Harley, get out of there. Harley, do you see the nails? You're going to fall and get one right in your eye. My child just fell down.
Let's go. Let's go, motherfucker. I will take your teeth to the back of your skull. Do you comprehend me?